Good evening, everyone. I hope you're all having a wonderful evening tonight, and welcome on in. A special shout out to Turtle Sages for getting first to claim the best seat in the house. But as always, a good evening to all of my guests tonight. To Turtle Sages, to D-Chan, to anyone else that's lurking at that time. I hope you're all having a wonderful evening, and welcome on in. Hope you guys are keeping it nice and toasty and warm, because it is getting bloody cold. I know. We're starting the stream off with the weather. We always do, and you should be used to it by now. Actually, it's not even that bad, comparatively. It's been a lot worse over here lately. It's cold, for sure, don't get me wrong, but, like, I haven't had to defrost the car, at least, so... Yay, I guess that's something. Honestly, we don't actually tend to get too much, like, in terms of snow and ice around here. Which is weird, right? Like, you would think that England, being the place that is famously lacking in sun, and that famously is grey and miserable, you would think it would be very snowy, but actually we get very little in terms of actual snow around here. It's a bit cold outside, minus 10 degrees, oh my goodness. Well, you need to keep yourself wrapped up warm for sure.
Success!
Hey, welcome in, welcome. Yeah, weirdly, we don't get much snow over here at all. I think growing up, gosh. Hold on, I have to actually root around some very old memory files for this one. I think growing up, I think we had maybe 3 times school was cancelled due to bad weather. And of those 3 times, only one of them was directly related to snow specifically. So when I was about, I would have been about 9, I think, something like that. The school was just closed because there was too much snow. That was the only time when we got a snow day just because of, well, actual snow. Then, I think like a couple years later, I think it was, we had a day off of school because it was related to the weather, but it wasn't snow specifically. We had, I think it was one of like the pipes burst due to the cold, and obviously that kind of flooded the place. I needed to get a repairman in, so that was our problem there. Hey, Joe, nice, welcome in, welcome, how you doing myself? And then the third time was years later. I think this was actually secondary school. I think it was a similar sort of issue. I think like something went wrong with the heating. They weren't able to heat the school as a result, and well, you can't really have children in a school when there's no heating, so we got to have a day off then. California's perfect weather, so no closed days, even middle of winter storm, we still went. It's wild, isn't it, how like different places have like different perceptions of what isn't acceptable with regards to temperatures. Like, I don't know, but I would imagine, like, if you live somewhere warmer, do you ever get like a school day because it's too hot? Like, surely there must be like a limit on both ends, right? Like, surely if the school's heating is, I say school, workplace, wherever, if the heating is broken and it's too cold, obviously you wouldn't have school, you wouldn't have work then. But surely there's got to be like an opposite extreme. Like, if there's no air conditioning and it's too hot, surely there has to be a point where they just say it's too hot. We can't have people in this. Some schools in the me were proposed due to extreme heat. It's one of those things I remember as a kid. We always, on more than one occasion, we tried to weasel our way into getting this with like the teachers. Like, we'd say to them, like, "Oh, teacher, it's way too hot. We can't do school today." And I don't remember if this was actually true or not, or if this was just them like fucking with us. I seem to recall one of our teachers. It was our, what was the subject? It was DT, which stands for Design Technology, which is basically like, I guess, our version of shop class. Like, you do like woodwork, a bit of metalwork, bit of soldering, a bit of graphic design. I actually like the graphic design part. That was my favorite part. But our DT teacher, I remember him telling us at some point a temperature that if it got too hot, like if it reached this temperature, we would cancel school. It never reached that temperature, and I don't remember, like, I don't know rather, if that was actually a thing, or if he just told us like an outrageously high temperature he knew it would never reasonably actually reach. I need to say it's like school owners gonna fuck. I mean, they do. Not necessarily for the reasons that they probably should do, but they certainly do. Because trust me, no one likes getting sued by an angry parent because their child's passed out because it's of heat stroke. Trust me on this, no one wants to be sued. Especially in America, where apparently that happens like 5 times a day. People just sue everyone. I say that as a joke. I actually have no idea if the memes about the lawsuit culture in America, I have no idea how true they actually are, but that's kind of like one of the jokes that makes its way over here. Hey Zara, welcome. How goes the day? It's going good. I'm actually kind of glad. I was a little under the weather when I woke up. And I was like, no, I hope I'm not coming down with something. I feel like I'm okay though. I've got like the very slightest, like, how do I describe it? There's like a very slight hint of something in the back of one of my vents. But I'm not sure if it's like, I don't know, it's hard to articulate. I'm not sure if it's a sign of something going wrong or just like a mild whatever thing, but... Hey Vana, I forgot to buy the fridge. What fridge? You buy a fridge? How do you forget to buy a fridge? That's something that you surely need, right, if you need a fridge? I actually was at one point debating getting like a mini fridge for my room. I don't need it. I really don't need it. It would literally just be a laziness thing to save me walking down the stairs to get to the kitchen to get a drink. But I had something against it, mostly because not because I didn't need it, but because I knew that if I got it, I wouldn't have room for it. The butter is fighting back. Butter should not be fighting. You should probably get like someone to look at that. Honestly. I mean, are you sure it's butter? What if it's not butter? What if it's something that looks like butter, but in actuality is not butter? Something that is so close to resembling butter. J-Matt, thank you for the follow, thanks so much. Something that's so close to butter that you would think it is butter, to the point where you can't believe it's not butter. I've got to admit, I don't have many fridge boats for medical reasons, so I do love to keep the irritation fixed. That would be for me. If I was doing that, that really would be all it is. I would just have a mini fridge that has like 6 cans of Pepsi Max rather. And that would just be it. That would be the entire purpose of it. They have mini fridges of like everything now. They have one of the banana character Petey from Fortnite. Fridges of everything. Okay, hear me out. Okay, so what if we got a fridge and it's just like Frog the Jam as a fridge? I don't quite know how that would work, but I feel like the addition of Frog the Jam to anything can only improve the situation, frankly. I love the model, especially the really cool... well, actually, funny enough, common mistake. Don't worry about it, I get it all the time. It's actually a mask. It's actually just my head. My name is Helm-Chan because I look like I'm wearing a helmet. It's actually just my face. Mini fridge, but it's just Helm's head. I do not have enough cooling for that, that's for sure. I would love to at some point. It's on my list of many things I would love to do at some point and I've not got around to. I would love to sort out some sort of merch. I don't know what. I have no idea what, no idea how. I know I'm only like a little wee baby streamer, little tiny streamer, but I would like to get some sort of merch because it would be nice to have, I think. Hey, hello! Yeah, hello. 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 You know better than this. You know we do not use the ST terms in this manner. I expect you to carry yourself with a bit more decorum going forward. This is a threat. Anyway, I'm not actually in danger of doing one of those dumb... you're fine. Anything to eat? A little bit. I've had enough to eat. Bit of a lighter day for me in terms of food, but yeah. So guys, tonight, hopefully, with some luck, we're going to be finishing the game tonight. We're finishing Final Fantasy X. We have left off at what I believe to be, if I remember correctly, I believe we have paused at like, what's the word I'm looking for here? I believe we paused at the entrance to what is functionally the final dungeon. If I remember correctly, I've only actually beaten this game once. And I'll be honest, the last kind of stretch of it was a bit of a blur for me. Like, the point of where we're at now, everything from exactly where we saved up until the final boss itself is a bit of a blur. I remember the final boss. I don't remember the hallways before the final boss. Spoiler alert. It took me several tries to beat the final boss on my first try. But I genuinely think, though, our party is a bit more prepared this time from my first playthrough. I could be misremembering this, but I'm pretty sure we were hitting a lot less hard when I was playing on my own. Hey, Major Matthew! Hopefully it'll be our final fantasy. We've got way too many more to go. Way too many more. Actually, that's a genuine thing. I don't know what we're going to do when we're done with 10. So, 10-2 is definitely in the cards. I'll probably want to take a bit of a break, play something different before we go to 10-2. I genuinely don't know if or how much further I want to go with streaming the series, because the games get longer and longer and longer as you go on. Like, I kind of noticed this in particular once we got to like Final Fantasy VII, I want to say. Like, the games start to just take longer to finish. And 11 doesn't really count because it's an MMORPG. Like, I mean, I guess technically I could stream it, but it wouldn't really be the same. Like, you're never going to get the same experience with an MMORPG that you're playing years later. Like FF11, back in the day, which I did play. I was there when it was still, like, quite new. Back then, you had to team up for everything. You could not play that game solo. You get to, like, level 10, and you reach a point where every enemy in the game is either way too weak to give you experience points, or way too strong for you to solo. So at that point, you have to team up. But because, the game's... How old is it actually? Hold on. How old is FF11 release date? May 16th, 2002. Oh, that's the Japanese release. Windows North America was 2003, October. PS2 in North America was March 23rd. We didn't get it in Europe until September 17th, 2004. We didn't even get 11 over here until 2 years into its runtime. Bearing in mind, there were no region servers for that game. I didn't realize that us Europeans were literally just getting into the game late. Huh. But my point being, we're never going to get that experience. Like, you can play the game these days, it is still online, but they've added so many convenience features to make it more playable. It's a completely different game to the game it used to be. And beyond that, like 12, 13, 14 is also an MMO, 15, 16, like, okay, well, 16 doesn't exist for starters, but like, the other games are just very long games. And I don't know if I want to commit to them, especially 12. 12 is the one I remember just enjoying the least out of all of the remaining ones. But admittedly, I haven't tried 12 in forever, so I guess it's possible I might enjoy it more on a replay, but I do just remember that game being really fucking long and kind of on the slow side. To be fair, with 10-2, we can complete main story if we have to focus on the main missions. Honestly, I think it's the happiest ending if you wish to something. Honestly, I think so. I think like 10-2 would probably be where we stop our little retrospective. Because it's a flawed game that I would actually like to defend. I know I've already gone to bat for 10-2 plenty. My short version of my take is 10-2 is a fine game whose only crime is being called Final Fantasy X-2. I think it's a good game. And I would like to play it on stream. It's a fun game. Would you want to trust my love reviews? I do for sure. There is definitely some other ones I want to try out. Chrono Trigger is definitely one of the ones on the list of games. In fact, I think I bought it. Hold on, Steam. Did I buy this game yet? I think I did. I'm certain I did. Steam, tell me. Yes, I did. Okay, I did buy Chrono Trigger. And it's one of those games that I've never actually played properly. I played Chrono Trigger for maybe 15 or 20 minutes many years ago on my official Nintendo PC. But because I was playing on my official Nintendo PC, I got bored of it almost immediately. I owe it to give it a full replay. That's the thing. Before we get, we have the tier list. Yeah, so as always, when we're done with the game, we will go through the tier list and assess where it belongs on the tier list. In fact, you know what? Let's go to our game screen. I'll pull up the tier list before we finish up. Before we start, rather. That's what I'm saying. So please keep your arms and other body parts clearly opposing doors, and I'll see you there in just a sec. Okay, so our tier list. As of our most recent game, which was Final Fantasy IX, looks like this. This is where we left off our tier list. So this is the culmination of my memories for my first playthroughs, and then also updating placements based on replaying every game up to this point. Looking at this again with like fresh eyes, like just I haven't looked at this for a while. It's been a while. I don't think I disagree with anything on here currently. 16 hate is real. Well, the problem with 16 is that it doesn't exist. That's the problem. We live in a reality where there is no 16th Final Fantasy game, so it's quite easy to hate on something if it doesn't exist. Anyways, let's go ahead and get 10 loaded up, shall we? As always, I don't keep 10 loaded because it doesn't. The PC port for the 10 is poo bad. So I only launch it like when I'm about to start playing it. Hate on 12 Revenant Rings down, I don't know where. To be fair with Revenant Rings, Revenant Rings, I rate low, not necessarily based on the quality of it as a video game. It's rated low because I just don't like that genre of video game. Like, it could be the greatest example of real-time strategy RPG that humanity has ever produced. I don't like real-time strategy games. So, regardless of how good it is, I'm never going to rate that one highly. It's like going to, like, the world's best burger place, but you're a vegetarian. You know? Anyways. Let's get ourselves loaded up. And looks like... Yeah, this one is like a few seconds later, so we'll grab that one. So there was one thing I wanted to look at actually before we carry on. I had this realization that I may have done something a little bit stupid with the sphere grid. So earlier on, we went and got Steel and used for Yuna. Very useful abilities. But Yuna now has better things she can be using her turn on, i.e. she can cast Ultima, or she can cast Holy. So what I want to do is I want to just have a look to see if I have any options that might be able to get Tidus access to Steel. Let me return one. Where is Steel in regards to Tidus's grid is the question. Is that Steel? That's Lancet. That gets us close, but it is very far away still, isn't it? That's Mug. Why did we activate Mug? Oh, right, because it was like one of those, it was, right, yeah, I remember now. So Steel is, around the green ones, here we go. There's use and there's Steel. So if we were going to get to use, I don't think we have a good way. Can we zoom out? I suppose there's a way to zoom on this thing. Oh, dang it. That's angle. I want to zoom out. There has to be a way to zoom on this, surely. Is there just not? Huh. That's annoying. So we have quick hit over here. But, I mean, to get to Steel, it's still a long way. Yeah, I don't think we have an option for it, basically. Oh well. I guess if we just happen to sack into getting, like, a friend sphere or something, that gives us an option for it, but... yeah, well, it is what it is. I just might just be playing a bit more supportive. Oh, should we make that Mantis? Okay, we had a way of dealing with this guy. But I forgot how expensive haste is. Actually, wait, did we put armor break on Tidus? I actually forget. What does Holy do?
Light our way.
Are we winning? Well, we'll have to find out. I mean, I'm hoping we can just beat a random encounter. Okay, Holy does quad 9s. We did not get... We knew Delay Buster. It's kind of funny, but it's not very good. Yeah, because our page is 12 MP, and one doesn't have much of that to go around. How is Holy different from Ultima? So Ultima is an AoE. It's every member of the enemy party. By comparison, Holy is only single target, but Holy is also Holy Elemental, which doesn't matter tremendously often, but in theory, if we find an enemy that's weak to Holy Elements, it could come up. I do love the impact sound of Orlan's sword. It's a meaty combat sound. Let's see. How are you doing on health? Let's try see a Fire Arga. Oh, no, it absorbs Fire Arga. Let's try a Thunder Arga. Let's see what that does. It's fine. Not bad for the low MP cost. Well, that's a good thing we stole a bunch of our bed potions. We're gonna run out of this, right?
Enough.
I just had this realization as well. I'm pretty sure we're only on Tidus' second limit break. Shivanui, what does that do? Unusual that a weapon has a name. Piercing and... Oh, it's more strength. Wait, why are we not using that? Oh, we already had one of... Wait. I always thought that the name of a weapon was based on the abilities it had. Huh. Yeah, that one only has piercing. Well, this one's just better. Can we put more strength onto that? There's not a scroll. There is a scroll. It was one of the Shivanuis we were using. There it is. Sensor. First strike. We can put first strike on it. That's kind of funny. When we touch, it's still power, it's still mana, it's still speed. Ability. We can put more strength on it. I mean, Orlan's got such high strength that, like, an extra 3% probably won't go amiss. And it's only like, what's that? What is that, like, 6 spheres? Yeah, we can do that, fuck it. Anything on this we can put that we care about? Hey, we could put more HP on. The last X potion, though. I think I did. What I did want to check, though, really quickly, is FF10, Tidus Overdrive. Because I thought that Tidus' overdrives, I genuinely thought you just had to use them. And I feel like we've used them a decent number of times. Let's see here. Like, I thought for Tidus you needed to use, like, a certain number. Let's have a look, see. Da-da-da-da-da. Okay, so you learn Slice and Dice after doing 10 overdrives. You learn the next one for doing 30. Okay, so we probably aren't quite that high yet. I've been trying to be a bit reckless about using them just so that we can, hopefully unlock it, but the rate we're going, we're not even going to get it. Oh well. It is a certain basic take a project, isn't it? Okay. I guess that's fair, like, you can only reasonably expect them to have so many. You know, this is like a good use for Ultima. Is this Ultima? Damn you, Assia! Such devastation! This was exactly my intention.
Hey you! Over here!
Now he's gonna hit Tidus, and then we get the counterattacks. Ow. Unfortunately, while we only have Well, it's still armored, the counter attack isn't very impressive, but you know. It is what it is. I wonder if we can get piercing on Tidus. That might be worth it if we can figure a way to do that.
You want some of this?
Which is a regular cure, though. That's enough. That's plenty fine. Oddly, this is just me speaking from memory, but Big Damage the Net, the one that lets you go from quad 9s to 6 9s, is actually one of the lowest in terms of no. Really? Huh. Well, we've got another limit break, so let's fire that and see what that does. Honestly, we're not even really caring about the damage. I just want to see if we can potentially get him to his third overdrive. I've never actually achieved that. Now, this might want a cure, he's pretty low. Hey! That's crit on. Oh, okay, so sometimes they just block, I see. Actually, wait, no, we didn't break that one, did we? Were you weak too? We're not weak to, you absorb those. What if we just shot fire arrow on you? Okay, that's really good. Forget breaking it, we'll just link him a bit. And then, fire Raga, that might kill? Yeah, there we go. You've never seen Tidus' Sonic Break? I've not! I know it exists! I've seen the fourth one in, like, gameplay videos, but I've never actually unlocked any of his overdrives beyond the second one. Partially because I didn't realize when I was playing casually, like, how to unlock the limit breaks in the first place. He always isn't to magic. I remember this guy, we were just nuking the whole field with Albaz, so let's try that again. Yeah, I didn't realize how you unlocked Tidus' overdrives, so I just kind of never really figured it out. And when I was playing this game on my own for the first time, what I would do is I would just save all the overdrives and just unleash them on the bosses. Meaning that I wasn't really using them, so I was, you know, never unlocking the higher level ones. Okay, that's pretty good. Shame that only Yuna gets anything out of that, but, you know, we'll take it. There's something down there. It looks like a path going down.
This isn't just a rock, is it?
The stone, Luigi! You didn't make it! Actually, we want to steal from this guy. He has the... yeah, healing one. Full body heal. Take that. Oh yes, game. How dare we say how big attacks are big fights? It's just true, like, that's how I often play these sort of games. If you give me, like, a limited resource, like a big attack that I can save up, I'm gonna throw it out on the big boss. You know, it just makes sense to me. What else we should do here? I guess we can, like, drop a water going or something. That's something. Didn't even see what that did because it wasn't in view. Thanks, game. Nice. Let's just use Prey and get like 4 HP. Yeah, that is such bad scaling, man. I know it's free, but it should scale a little better. Actually, you know what makes Prey actually good? If it was percentile based. Maybe it is, and I'm just dumb. Wow, that's getting a lot of crits all of a sudden. We call the old Primo guy I had FF10 back in the day, did mention using overdrive option and specifically filling up before boss fight. Was it Primo? Could have been Brady Games. Either way, it was the official FF10 guide that came with the game. Gosh, who did the guides back then? I'm trying to remember myself now. I cannot remember. The only Final Fantasy guide I had back in the day, which I think might have been Brady Games, was the most pointless guide you've ever seen. Because it was a guide for Final Fantasy XI. You know, the always updating MMORPG. All I remember about that guide was I remember every class had like a 2-page spread that told you all the abilities the class has got. And I remember looking at them and at one point having this wait a second, what was it here? HP, accuracy, magic defense. No, I think I'm gonna backtrack into Oren's grid. He's got better stuff. Anyways, it had this like 2-page spread for each of the classes that told you like when they learned their various abilities. And I remember when I got into Dungeons and Dragons, after I met some friends that got me into it, I remember trying to reverse engineer to make like D&D class versions of all of the FF11 classes. Okay, so if we can look at the turn sphere, this is like really low value. Actually, wait, hold on, no, if we have a turn sphere, we can go all the way to Thundaga and then go through Lulu's nodes from there. That's gonna be worth it, right? Like, she's gotta have a ton of MP and shit on her nodes. This one. Double cast. We have a level 4. We have a level... Wait, hold. Hold. Okay, I think I see we're doing this. I don't know if we're gonna get to it. So if we go here first, we get to get this HP node, which to be fair, she doesn't really need the HP, but we'll take it. Oh no, not luck node, we want a Manisphere. So if we go down here, we can grab this MP, go down here. We have a 3. We have a 3. So we can go down here, we can get dual cast. I mean, there's no fucking way double cast cannot be a good ability, right? Like, it has to be a good ability, surely. It's double cast. How can that be anything but amazing? Old Helm was super based. I don't remember much of that. I just remember it was... Okay, here's the thing. My attempt to do this was bad, but not for the reason you might think. It was bad because I didn't understand Dungeons and Dragons systems at all. Oh. Okay. I don't know why I didn't expect it to be... You know what? Wait, is this a ghost? Come on, Wraith. What if we do this? Does this work? It'd be very funny if this works. Bam. Worth a try. Well, he's casting Doom. We have no super shotgun. Must have been doing 3.5E, right? Yeah, it was 3.5E. I possibly still have bits of them saved somewhere, just I'm very bad at deleting old files. I like to keep a lot of things just in case. I dread to think what they would look like now. Oh well, we know how to deal with this encounter at least. I want to try though. Is it just if we Curaga him? Actually, let's do a cure just to see if this actually does anything. Because it looks like a ghost. Okay, no, it is not a ghost. Well, I mean, it might be a ghost, but if it is a ghost... Far Plane Shadow, what does that do? Is it a usable ability? Or usable item rather? Far Plane Shadow. Inflicts death. Okay, worth. Well, I say worthless. In theory, probably quite good, but... Sorry. Am I crazy, or did this thing have different affinities last time? I swear last time this thing was weak to fire, and now it's weak to lightning. Or have they just done the thing where there's like 4 versions of the enemy that all have different elements, just to completely fuck you up as a player? get doomed either way, it's fine. Oh, I was gonna see if I could get some piercing on Tidus. I need to remember to do it afterwards. So, that ghost ability has a shot drop other than no encounters. Ooh! I'll be honest, even if we get it, I think I'm gonna just keep it off though. Just cause I kinda just want to give ourselves as much chance as possible to get more stats before the end of the game. Good to know though. What does I get it first try? Well, second try now. Is that it? Hold on, it's called off-season. That sounds like it. Did I just get it? Am I actually just built different? I'm just built different. Oh my god. Well, I guess if I decide I do want to try the post-game, I've got an ideal item for it now. Oh. Okay. This is a large Chungus. 95,000 HP. You know, I want to flay just because I forgot again to check the fucking piercing thing. Oops, wrong button. I just want to see if we can put piercing onto Tidus' sword. It only has no slots. Hypothetically, could we get a? Well, we have a piercing sword here. We put counter on it. Does not look like we can. Can we actually put piercing on a thing anyway? Just hypothetically. We could! Dang, but so we have the resources to put piercing on, but unfortunately we just don't have a sword that has both counter and a slot to put piercing on. Ah well. Still kind of surprised to do organize the inventories. Wait, that's a thing. Salt. Auto. Yeah, that would have been the smart thing to have done ages ago, wouldn't it? That's like a one-way trip. Alright, we've learned our lesson that behemoths can and will fuck us up. What do you say, Fire? Behemoth King protects with Meteor when defeated. I remember that these guys also just murdered the shit out of us by casting,
I'll be
like,
right back.
Heave or Trounce or something. I think we're just gonna leave that encounter. We go this way instead. Okay, well, we know how to deal with this at least. This is... Wait. Okay, I'm not crazy! These things just have different affinities each time! That's a really dick move! That is such a dick move! It's like, you're never gonna assume that's the case, are you? I think we're gonna leave. We haven't got anything super effective for this guy. Oh. That's probably fine. Take the long road. Maybe you could cheat out or something to capture them instead of killing them, maybe. Wouldn't surprise me, honestly. I know there's, like, some end scripts in Final Fantasy games. Let's see what's over this way first. Where, like, if you, if you kill an enemy in a certain way, it can just bypass their AI script, so they just never do their, like, finishing move. Okay, well, this one's a freebie. Actually, wait, we just got our MP back. We can go ham with, like, Holy and shit. Oh, but we're not gonna get Dualcast! I kinda wanna get Dualcast now. I felt like I was big braining it. It's a final save sphere. I mean, we could do just a little bit of grinding, right? As a little treat. I mean, we're at the save sphere, so, like, we have functionally infinite MP at this point. Mini grind. We might do just a mini grind. Tiny grind. The idea of a grind. We have just like burned all of Yuna's MP, but it is probably fine. Wow, that doesn't count as an overkill? Really? I guess you need great damage to know if you're gonna overkill that thing, huh? Yeah, I'm kind of running out of fire potions to chug, but that's fine. Actually, how many do we need for Yuna, just to see? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 10. We need 10 levels if we're gonna get there. But it's not too bad. It sounds like a lot. Like, I feel like sphere levels come a lot quicker than just regular levels. Levitate, that's gotta be a Kimari weapon, right? With a name like Levitate, it sounds like a spear. Oh, it's not. Okay. Who's Levitate for then? I actually just want to look at it. Is it for you, Tidus? Or? Wait. No? Oh, it's a staff. SOS Overdrive. Wait, hold on, what? Half MP cost? Yes. Immediately, yes. Holy shit. Can we put some more magic boost on that? I couldn't do MP3, but MP3 is still magic 3 rather. Oh, okay. We just have to climb up again? Yeah, I think we're gonna just leave this one.
Live and let live!
Well, now I feel a lot less silly about getting Ultra and Holy, because, like, halving the MP is gonna make them, like, way more affordable. Also cuts down QR to, like, what, 10? Okay, we can deal with these guys. We know the trick for these. In fact, we have Sentinel now. Wait. I've never actually used Sentinel. I'm gonna try it out. I want to see if Sentinel interacts with these guys how I think it does. Like, my thought is, does this just make players intercept the attacks and then counter-attack? Because if so, that's crazy good for him. Well, he did. Ah, yeah, he ran over. Wait, hold on. That's actually really, and it also triggers his overdrive. Wait, this is kind of great, actually. Well, there's our second slicing dice for the evening. Unfortunately, one of them is yeah, armor broken, but that's fine. It's more about using it than it is the damage it's dealing. Oh, only downside is we haven't got sensor anymore. I can surely put sensor on something. Actually, I can put it on Yuna's stuff. Like, what are we going to put on there that's better? Well, Sentinel doesn't really do anything here, so... Okay. I guess it doesn't count if it's... What's the word? AoE. Thinks it's needs one ability, so yeah, it's a very cheap ability at least. How do you feel about visualization of buffs and debuffs? Do you feel like games should make it more visible? I think that it's very important that the game makes it clear when a buff or debuff is being applied or removed. I think that's the more important thing. If HP 10, have we got a better one for Yuna here, just out of interest? Not particularly. I suppose Region's not bad, but... Yeah, I think the more important thing is being able to see and know when... Oh, since only goes on weapons? Ah. I mean, we could do it on a weapon, it's not a problem. I think we had room on the... Yeah, room on this. It's probably not the best use of it, but I like having it. I like knowledge. But like, a great example, actually, was earlier in the game, when we went into the... I believe the enemy is called the Sanctuary Keeper. He had a counterattack that would, on hit, remove haste. And it took me a while to realise it was the counterattack that was doing that. Now, I have no problem with the ability of a counterattack that removes haste. Perfectly fine. But I think it's important that the player is communicated to in a clear manner that, hey, I just removed your haste. You should be aware of this ability. It's going to be bad for you, you know? Yeah, we're going to do some mini grind. Fuck it. I want Dualcast because it sounds fun. We're going to pretend to be red mages. I can know as a defense card. Exactly, yeah, exactly. It might not be the most, what's the word? Fun way to handle things. But, like, I gotta give credit to Pokemon in this regard.
I won't go so easy on you next time.
There's never any ambiguity in Pokemon as to whether or not a secondary effect is applied and what is causing that secondary effect to apply. You know? We never actually fought this guy. Let's try this guy out. We've not even tried to kill him yet. You know what? We've got MP to spare. But like, by comparison with, like, so again, just to use Pokemon as a convenient example. What's a gem? If you're attacking a Pokemon and it has like the static ability, you know, the one that paralyzes on hit, you're never going to be confused as to how that happened, because the game will say in big letters, "Oh, Pikachu's static paralyzed the part, your Pokemon or whatever." You know, it's very clear. I think that's great. Oh god, the organization. Okay, opens there. I think that sort of information is very important. I think that you could organize it a little bit. It could happen a bit more fluidly. A great example of this being bad. I saw a fantastic video clip of Pokemon Scarlet and Violet against... I suddenly forget its name now. It's the new crab Pokemon. It's like the orange crab-looking one. It has an ability where when it's like dropped below half HP, I think it is, it gets like plus attack, plus speed, plus special attack, minus defense, minus special defense. And I believe this actually did get patched. But when it first came out, this ability would trigger multiple times when it happened. So you'd get like the stat increase animation. I need to find Pokemon's name that's bugging me. It's like Cloth, I think? Yeah, Cloth. Okay, Cloth. K-L-A-W-F, Cloth. So it would have like the animation of like stat increase. Cloth's, it's called like Anger Shell or something. Cloth's Anger Shell raises attack. Then you get the stat up animation again. Cloth's Anger Shell raises special attack. Stat up animation again. Cloth's Anger Shell raised its speed. Stat down animation. Cloth's Anger Shell lowered its defense. Stat down animation. Cloth's Anger Shell lowered its special defense. And it's like, it's good that this information is unambiguous. But you probably could have combined those into one single text box. I don't think they all needed to be separate. This is a really tanky boy, isn't he? I mean, I guess he looks like he should be tanky. There we go. Hey, Siggleif, welcome in! Hope you're having a good stream. We are, we're just doing a little bit of grinding because I want to get Dualcast because it sounds fun. I don't even know how good it will be, but it sounds fun. And that's the important thing. We should also save, just in case. Okay, the big guy was not worth a ton of ability points, or sphere points, or whatever they call it, experience. I actually don't know what they call it in this game, I'm assuming experience. Oh, this game is fantastic, yeah. You know what? Hold on. I wonder if we can use Oran to Shooting Star this. If we can, that'll make it probably worth it.
No mercy.
Let's go! Okay, worth. There's something just very viscerally satisfying about abilities that literally just yeet the opponent out of battle. Another great one is Persona. Persona 4. Chie has, I forget the name of the attack, like Galactic Punt or something. Very, very satisfying to watch, though. Hey, come here, Captain Bod. Enjoy yourself. Have a good evening. Take care. What we got down here? Is this, whoops. Game? There we go. Was it slow? Yeah, I guess we'll learn it. I'd probably never cast it, but we might as well learn it. More MP for Yuna. 20 MP, which is functionally 40 MP because of our half MP cost, so amazing. Oops, I actually didn't mean to, well, since we're here. See, now I've got the opposite problem. Now I want a force encounters button. Okay, this guy's easy enough. I will drop, I guess Holy on him. Like, Holy's only 43 now? It's not too bad. We get like 10 casts of Holy about 1 MP bar. Shin Megami Tensei is a niche RPG franchise Atlas, so anyway, I took that Persona. I like Persona. I am a Persona enjoyer. That being said, I want 110% get the frustration that mainline Shin Megami Tensei fans have at how much more attention Persona gets over every other aspect of the franchise. They're both good. They're all good games. I'll admit, I'm not as big a fan of mainline SMT, just not my cup of tea. But I 100% get the appeal, absolutely. That being said, where's my Digital Devil Saga goats at? Just saying. Persona, really good. Shin Megami Tensei, really good. Digital Devil Saga, actual best SMT sub-franchise. I will die on that hill. Oh, it's immune, okay. Here's my SMT video. Here's the thing, I'm not like opposed to trying it. The last mainline game I tried was SMT3. And I got decently far with it. I can never remember how far I actually did get. Because I know that I got walled in that game in the fight against the... what do I call them? There's a proper name for them that I'm currently completely blanking on. It's like the Fates from Hercules, you know, one of them spins the thread of fate, one of them measures the thread of fate, and one of them cuts the thread of fate. Is it the Moire sisters? Is that correct? Or am I completely off base with that? Either way, I remember I got walled really hard by those. But I'm not sure, I feel like I may have gotten past them, but I don't remember. I think that was like the moment when I realised like how good buffs really were in that game. Okay, it's Moire. Okay, I'm not completely stupid then. Good to know. I still think it's funny that Persona became more popular as soon as it was a spin-off of. It's funny, but at the same time, it's not entirely surprising when you think about it, right? Because it's like... Persona has a much more easy appeal. Especially in Japan. Like, I won't pretend to understand why this is the case, but I just know for a fact that Japan fucking loves high school. Could not tell you why. But, like, there's a reason why so many animes and video games and manga focus around high schoolers. Could not tell you the exact reason why they love it so much. I just know that they love high school over there. I will say this with regards to Persona, actually. Do you know what the actual best Persona game is? I'm gonna give you guys make some guesses. What is the actual best Persona game, do you think? And for the record, there's no wrong answers. If you have a different answer to what I'm about to say, you're valid. It's not actually a correct answer here, but for my reckoning, Tokyo Martin, not a bad one. I've not played much of that one. For me with Mirage Sessions, my main thing was it wasn't what I thought it was, and I kind of bounced off of it, yeah? Persona Q. Never played Persona Q, actually. I'm not big into, like, dungeon crawlers, admittedly. So, for my reckoning at least, the best Shin Megami Tensei game ever is Metaphor v Fantasio. And if you say it's not a Persona game, I would say play the game and then tell me it's not a Persona game. Genuinely, that game does so much to fix problems that I have with the Persona formula. It's not a perfect game, by any means. It still has things it could improve upon. And I'll be honest, I don't really super like any of the designs or, like the characters. Like, the characters are fine. They're absolutely fine, but I don't love any of the characters. But that said, in terms of the gameplay and how it, like, kept varying things up, I think it was the best one. And of course, myself to finish it, was disappointed that the only Fire Emblem it had was Shadow Dragon Awakening. See, that is the thing I think with Tokyo Mirage Sessions. The actual quality of the game does not matter because it was not what anyone wanted it to be. Like, when we heard, oh yeah, guys, we're making a Persona Fire Emblem crossover, there's so many amazing ways that could have gone. The way that nobody wanted was, okay, so it's Persona, but also it's about Japanese idol culture. You know, that thing that is famously relatable worldwide. You don't love Heisman? Heisman is really good. Heisman is actually probably my favorite character. I don't like his design that much, but in terms of his characterization, I think he was the best character, for sure. Battle of Fast-Way to Fire Emblem game, Persona Fast-Way to Persona games. Nintendo wanted Idol Master. You know what? I could not have put it better. Yes, absolutely. It really was just like a game designed to appeal to no one. Apart from, presumably, the very specific people who were making the game, you know? And you know what? For that, that's fine. There is nothing wrong with having, like, your obsession that you want to just make a fucking video game about. That's why we have Helltaker. And, like, you know, I'm not gonna act like Helltaker's like, oh my god, the best game I've ever played in my life. But I don't think anyone's out here even implying that Helltaker's in any way a bad game. Like, Helltaker was literally, the maker was like, yeah, I just want a game about demon ladies in suits. So he made it. Based. I wish I had that kind of drive. You've an absolute goober. You was actually my least favourite character from the party. I don't know, she just didn't really vibe with me. I think my party I was using by the end game was... I was using Heisme, I was using... you know, I need to look up their names. I've forgotten half these characters' names. Metaphor v Fantasio characters. Heisme's like the only one I can remember off the top of my head. Okay, so I was using Heisme. Obviously, I was using the main character. I was using, was that really her name? Oh, Juna. Okay, that's why. The wiki calls her by, I guess, her real name, which is apparently Juani. But yeah, so I was using Juna. I was using main character. I was using Heisme. And I was using... What's the guy's name? I think was it Stroll? Helpfully, and I think Stroll was his surname. And Wikipedia does not list it by his surname, because of course it doesn't. Okay, yeah, Stroll, yeah. And to be fair, the only reason why I was using that specific party was nothing to do with me liking the characters. It was just because I found some really fucking broken synergies for them. Do we want to fight this guy? I don't think we do. He takes too long.
Live and let live!
Oh, this is an easy encounter. Yeah, I do with this one. This is the Albaz encounter. Don't get any experience for Orn, that's fine. I think Orn is the one character that needs it the least. I'm pretty sure I've summoned Albaz more times in the past 2 streams than I did through my entire playthrough when I actually finished the game for the first time. I don't know why I didn't think summons were very good. I have no reason to think that was the case. I just had it in my head for some reason. We're getting there. More MP, more defense. We're gonna have so much MP by the end. It's 40 MP. Gigantic. 1, 2, 3, and then we're there. But we need 4 technically to get to this node first, but it also gives us 4 defense, which is kind of nice. I'm not gonna risk it.
I won't go so easy on you next time.
Like, we've gotten stronger than when this guy murdered us, but I don't want to risk it. I'd rather not die today, ideally. Well, I mean, I'll take the easy grind. Well, that's unfortunate, but thankfully Albaz still clears the party out.
Be strong.
He's pretty strong, don't worry, Yuna. And I just I think we just filled out overdrive from like 2 casts of impulse. I guess because we're hitting like 3 guys at once, so it gets like multiplied. Something like that. Well, I mean, if they want to keep throwing us this encounter, I'm not going to argue. This is like the best one for just easy grind. Kind of amazing how he comes with cross on. He is like... I think it is a competition between Bahamut and Yojimbo for who is the biggest aura farmer among the Aeons in this game. I think I might give it to Yojimbo, just because the Zantetsuken animation is like the actual coolest fucking thing in this entire game. But I think Bahamut has a better stance. Confusion, that's cute. Albaz, obliterate! And the really weird thing is, he's not even a dragon. He's just considered to be a worm for some reason.
Live and let live!
One of my favourite little dumb bits of Yu-Gi-Oh! Trivia is in the Branded lore, which was one of the lore archetypes we had that wrapped up last year, I think? It was either last year or the year before, I actually can't remember.
Live and let live!
It's an archetype focused around fusion, and there's a lot of dragons that you fuse using a character called Fallen of Albaz, which is what we've named a hunt after. Oh, that's new. What do you do? Oh, I can petrify, that's horrifying. But is it a stone Luigi? Damn, okay. I didn't necessarily expect that to work, but it'd been very funny if it would have. Oh, it counters. Oh, that's horrifying. Oh, God. That is every status effect. We can assume that off, but jeez. I don't even want to hit it. I mean, can we just bail on this one? He's still cursed. As soon as it removes curse? Huh. Kind of want to get Tidus' turn up. Oh, and it does... Zombie and curse? Yeah, we're not dealing with this guy. Fuck this.
Next time.
Zombie, curse, and darkness? or blind, I guess, in one melee attack. That's horrifying. Holy Waters. Oh yeah, we've got Holy Waters. I just kind of assumed that Asuna would, you know, cure everything. Because, like, what does the Taunted for Asuna say? Where is it? Cures a character's status ailments. Is curse not a status ailment? Just saying. It's fine if you want to have specific cures for things, but you should really say what it does and doesn't cure, just saying. It's kind of like in FF5, where Ribbon in that game does not protect you from confusion for some reason. Which is bullshit, basically. Right, I was talking about Yu-Gi-Oh! And, I was talking about Yu-Gi-Oh! And I was talking about Albaz. So, the archetype is focused around a lot of these kind of, fusions of Albaz that make, you know, different dragons. Among these are dragons such as Grangwignor, the Dusk Dragon, Sprind, the Iron Dash Dragon, Masquerade, the Blazing Dragon, and Mirajade, the Ice Blade Dragon. And not a single one of the characters I mentioned are actually dragons. Grangwignor is a spellcaster, Masquerade is a fiend, Mirajade is a worm, and Sprind is a machine. I'm pretty sure there are more cards with dragon in their name in the Albaz lore archetype than there are actual dragons. Oh, sorry, there aren't dragons than there are actual dragons, is what I meant to say. Asuna kills everything but zombie and holy. I'm guessing you meant curse. Sound more like cards we're seeing Yu-Gi-Oh! Version of the main game. I mean, Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards, you know, they have funny names. That's not news to anyone, I don't think. I mean, you gotta make the cards sound cool, you know? You wanna feel cool about slapping on down some monster with a really long, complicated name. I'm actually not sure what the longest name in Yu-Gi-Oh! Is. I believe the longest card text is Endymion, the Mighty Master of Magic, in English. I'm not sure what the longest name is, though. I think the longest single word might be Interplanetary Purpley Thorny. Let's not forget the DDD. Oh, you know what? I think you're right, actually. I think it is, yeah, you've reminded me. It is one of the DDD monsters. I believe the longest card name, I've just got to find the actual name because it's so long I don't remember it. Yeah, so I believe the longest card name in English is DDDD Superdimensional Sovereign Emperor Zero Paradox. I don't even know how good he is. I've never seen him actually be played, but he sure has got a long name. The other one, I know another really long name, but this was a bit of a cheat. This is not a monster name, admittedly, but it is a card name. There is I think it's a trap card? Is this a trap card or a spell card? Spell card. There's a spell card that in English is called the Phantom Knight's Rank Up Magic Launch, which is pretty long. But I think the Spanish printing might have one of the longest card names, period. I'm going to do my best here. I do not speak Spanish. It's something along the lines of Lanzamiento de la magia de subida de rango de los caballeros fantasma. And I'm going to type that in the chat so you can all laugh at how much I probably just butchered this card's name. That is a card name, by the way. That's not the effect, that's the name of the card. It doesn't even fit on one line of the chat box. I know, I'm sorry, you don't need to tell me I butchered it, I know I butchered it. I don't speak Spanish at all.
Live and let live!
Yeah, it's a very good one, yeah. That said though, I mean, I think we could push the boundaries of how much longer we could make card names. I think we could make card names longer. I want a card name. A monster card. Don't even know what it would do. Maybe it would be a hand trap. I I kind of like the idea of it being a hand trap of some sort, with a really not very good effect, but a very silly effect. And I think what we call this card, we call it Jugumo Jugumo, Goku no Suriken, Kaijari Sugyo no Sugyo Matsu, Bunrai Matsu, Furai Matsu, Kunero Tokoro, Nisumu Tokoro, Yabura Koji no Bura Koji, Paipo 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 no Shoringan, Shoringan no Gurindai, Gurindai no Pompoko Pino, Pompoko Nano, Chokyume no Chosuke. Just because, think how fucking funny it would be if that card is a hard once per turn, and they need to write out the entire card name again as part of the effect text. Fun fact, in the Japanese game, they do not do that. In the English version of the game, English version of Yu-Gi-Oh!, cards will often have effects that say like, okay, let's take Fallen of Albaz, right? They will have effects that will often say, you can only use this effect of Fallen of Albaz once per turn. In the OCG, the Japanese game, I believe they just say you can only use this effect of this card's name once per turn. They don't write the whole name out again. I believe that's the case. I don't... clarification. I don't know if that's correct or if that's just how a lot of the translators for the, first leaks localize it for convenience sake. But it would be really funny, wouldn't it? It'd also be really funny to see how, people end up nicknaming the card. Okay, probably just get shortened down to just Jugumo or something, but it would be very funny. Okay, we're nearly there. You can unlock the level 3. Still can't understand why I translate rank up as lanzamiento. So, Mr. Plagas, I know nothing about Spanish at all. Actually, I take that back. I know exactly one sentence in Spanish. And it's just you spell the word socks out loud. S-O-C-K-S. That's the only thing I know in Spanish. So could you explain, what is the difference? Is this like a very literal translation they've done, where it's like rank up, but it means something similar? I know in did you have any weaknesses this time? Weak to fire. Okay. Okay, yeah. I know that, in the case of... what card was it? There's a few cases where, the translation's been very literal. One of them is Light Dragon Attic Mista in... I don't know which printing it was, the Portuguese or the Spanish print, one of those. They originally printed it with the word light, but the version of the word light they used meant, the opposite of heavy. Instead of being I think they needed to use the word lux, but they used the word leve or something. So it's lightweight dragon as opposed to element of light, Translation's hard. I can't give them a hard time for it. It's hard. It's a straight translation, but for some reason that launch that was the last image of the first one. Huh. Strange. I guess to be fair, a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh! Card names do just look like gibberish if you don't understand the context, so I guess I can understand the translators getting a bit confused on how to work with them at times. I don't even understand what function the word launch serves in the Phantom Knights Rank Up Magic launch. Are they launching off a ramp and that ranks them? Oh no, we're not doing with you. We ain't dealing with you.
Live and let live!
I remember this guy now, actually. I remember there was one enemy that I don't think I ever killed in this area, and I think it was that guy. I'm guessing there has to be some sort of special... Oh god! That's horrifying. Uh-oh. Well, Yuna's berserk. Everyone's confused. Tidus can't hit anyone. Wait, he's unconfused. We need a Tidus turn so we can flee. Okay, Tidus, get us the fuck out of here. Okay, well, that's a thing that exists. Could have gone my entire life without having encountered that. Usually this is a one-to-one translation of words, where new get cards have like random verbs or adjectives or unique names to get the translation get muddy. Exactly, yeah, like how were you meant to translate something like Super Quantal Mech King Great Magnus? Enjoy the game, but we avoided it somehow. I don't know how the fuck we got away with that, but we'll take it. I guess it's a good thing we didn't get more Berserk stacks. That would have been horrifying.
Live and let live.
Disaster Red Eyes Black Dragon, it kept being banned in Portuguese countries because of how it's translated. Oh yeah, wasn't it the Red Eyes Black Chick? Like the little one? Where they translated it for a word that meant like penis or something? Hey, Jim, actually, my favourite fantasy game so far. It's either 9 or 5, depending on what day of the week you ask me. Literally, it will change that frequently. I am somewhat obligated to also say 14 because, like, I have 10,000 hours in Final Fantasy 14. So I think at that point I legally have to say I like it probably quite a bit. Oh, we've got an overdrive ready as well, we should use that. I feel like this little grey has done a lot for Tidus' health as well. He's got a bit more bulky.
Eeny, meeny, miny, mo!
Doesn't really work when there's only one enemy, Tidus. I guess he's like deciding which of his teeth he wants to knock out. Hey, there we go! Energy Rain! I've never seen Energy Rain. Like, not even just I've never used Energy Rain, I've never seen Energy Rain. I'm not expecting the world out of it, you know. That's fine, that's fine. We just finished with Luigi's. Well, I guess we use Ultimate, doesn't make a difference. He dies either way here. I Google where Magnus in Spanish is Gran Magnus Mecha Ray Super Quanto. Ray? Mecha Ray? Wait, hold on. Spanish Magnus is related to Skyscraper Ace Ray? Confirmed? Oh my god, yes, I love Ray. I would die for Gran Magnus Mecha Ray Super Quanto. Thomas Quantum at least a full year of game time for 14. Correct. I'm not proud of it. It is not something of which I hold pride, I can assure you. Actually, that said, they actually had a new patch for 14 today. I haven't installed it yet. Gigantic day though, because they finally removed the restriction on glamours in that game. Meaning that you can now, in fact, glamour the augmented Ironworks Helm of Fending onto every class. As such, I will, in fact, be glamouring the augmented Ironworks Helm of Fending onto every class. This is my privilege and my right, and my duty. Okay, that's very unkind of you, sir, if I may say so. You know, we can use an Albed potion. We've got tons of them. He only got us that low because he got 2 moves back to back. Been having a really good time with Fantasy 15 Void Edition though, the dungeons are really too long. I really didn't like 15, unfortunately. I tried it. I sat down and gave it a good try. It just wasn't really what I was looking for out of Fantasy game, unfortunately. Like, I think part of my thing with 15 is I like Tetsuya Nomura as a character designer. I'll get that out of the way first. I genuinely think he makes very interesting and fun character designs most of the time. I think he's at his absolute worst when he's just designing people in generic streetwear. Like, all the characters we are playing here, all of these are Nomura designs. Now, you are free to say that you like or dislike these designs. I won't even fight you on some of these. like, Tidus looks like he got dressed in the dark, and also he's never seen clothing before. But whether or not you think Tidus' design is a good design, it's a memorable design. He stands out. You're never going to mistake Tidus' outfit for anyone apart from Tidus. And in fact, you don't even need to replicate Tidus' outfit properly for it to read as Tidus. Like, if you saw someone wearing, like, a yellow t-shirt and, like, black 3/4 length pants, and they have, like, a blue sword, your brain will connect the dots and go, oh, that's kind of like Tidus. You know? You see someone with, like, a big red coat and, like, sunglasses and, like, their mouth hidden like Aura, you will connect the dots in your mind and go, oh, that kind of looks like Aura. FF15's character designs, they're, like, the characters aren't unattractive, like, they're pretty boys, but they're just forgettable. Like, what does Noctis wear? He wears a black t-shirt and black pants and a black overshirt, and he has black hair. Well, that could be literally anyone. That describes so many characters, it doesn't even remotely narrow it down. I think we just... Actually, we got Auron. We can Auron this guy. Generic boy band album cover. Exactly. Like I said, I like Nomura's designs. I just think that his designs are at their worst when he's doing generic modern slop, you know? I say this as being well on record as being the world's biggest fucking slut when it comes to modern fantasy. Like, that is my favorite aesthetic. Alright, we got double cast. The grind is over. We got double cast and we got energy rain. We got everything we wanted. I have no idea how good double cast is. We are also going to do a quick refresh here because we've been at it for about an hour. Boop. Great example, actually, of Nomura, like, his designs being boring once he starts just doing generic modern streetwear. There's a game that got announced about a month or two ago. I think it was like October, actually. And it's a new entry in the Dissidia series, whereby the beloved characters from the various Final Fantasy series have been isekai'd into modern-day Japan and have to fight monsters, but they have to stay in disguise. So although they're characters that you know and love, they're just dressed like just generic people. Like, you've got Terra from Final Fantasy VI, and she's just dressed with, like, a middle schooler's cardigan outfit. Or Cloud is just wearing just, like, baggy cargo pants and a hoodie. It's like, why? Outfit is a huge part of a character's design, I'll just say it. You, like... If you take a lot of characters and remove their outfit or put them in something completely different, completely changes the vibe of the character. Anyway, let's see what this is all about. It sure is a thing. Even generic off-work outfit should be a vibe. Yes, exactly, yeah. You say that, but he did design the characters in the world with you, and those games are pretty... Yes! No, you're right! But those games, the characters actually have interesting designs. Steelblade, oh, okay. Tsushima, thank you for the raid! Oh, welcome in to raid. I'm Helm-Chan, the perfectly normal robot maid. We are here today with FF10. We're actually, I think, about to be dealing with the final boss soon. Welcome in, welcome! I already vaguely recall I think we have to, like, collect things? Or something? I think we're gonna launch the spikes. Oh, there's a thing. Major staff. I'm pretty sure it's like the basic stuff. I have... Oh, thank you so much! Welcome in, welcome! If you need to raid and dip, of course, I totally understand. I hope you had a great time with whatever it was you were up to. Ooh, white magic sphere. Hold on, that's crazy good, actually. Hold on, we might use that in a minute. Yeah, if you need to raid and dip, of course, I totally understand you had to... Oops. Oh, it was an encounter. Well, we can force a non-encounter.
I won't go so easy on you next time.
If you drained it, of course I took... There was nothing there. Tidus just fell over in midair. Let me say this before we get out of this fight. If you need to rain them, of course, you've had your stream, you're no doubt tired, hungry, thirsty, etc. I totally understand. If you'd like to stay, we'd love to have you here, whether you're just lurking or whether you'd like to chat. How are you enjoying yourself here? Here on the channel, we do all kinds of games. We do a lot of RPGs. We've been going through every Final Fantasy game starting from 1. And we're hopefully about to finish 10 tonight. We also do a lot of platformers and occasionally a bit of Yu-Gi-Oh! I've not done Yu-Gi-Oh! in a while. I am going to be bringing back the Yu-Gi-Oh! At some point. I just really need a break from it. Ooh, Skill Sphere's big. Well, I say it's big. I mean, I think we're about to fight the final boss, so I'm not sure how big it actually is. A Special Sphere would be great. If we can get a Special Sphere, that would be ideal. Or a Friend Sphere I would take. It doesn't help you cannot control the camera in this section. I can't see where I'm running to. Oh, it's gone. Oh, there's a thing. Infinite. Cool, thanks, game. Oh god, no! Couldn't even kill one of these fuckers. We're not dealing with 3 of them, Jesus.
I won't go so easy on you next time.
Try going to older Yu-Gi-Oh games. The problem is with older Yu-Gi-Oh games is they're not very good. That's the unfortunate thing with older attributes, but that could be good. Okay. I must go now. My planet needs me. Yeah, older Yu-Gi-Oh games, not actually very good games, unfortunately. I think the best Yu-Gi-Oh game as like a single player experience is probably Legacy of the Duelist, but even that's kind of a very bare bones affair. The engine's kind of annoying, you have to kind of like hold buttons to skip phases if you have no responses. Oh, you're fine, Zordon. One spike up the butt too many. Surprisingly, Automod took offense to up the butt. Okay, we've got a couple of spheres here we can use. Let's see. We can use an attribute sphere to get some more HP on Tidus, which I really don't hate. Tidus needs HP. We got a stronger HP, like a 400 HP node. 200, 200. There has to be a 400 one somewhere. I'm pretty sure we used a 400 one at one point, or use a sphere to make a 400 one. Was it on Yuna's grid? It might have been. Yuna's grid is like down here, I think. That's defense, magic, MP. I swear we had a 400 one around here somewhere. 200? Unless it is just 200. Well, 300. 300 we'll take. Okay, what other spheres do we have that we want? We've got a skill sphere, we've got a white magic sphere. I don't have any skills we care about. Metal break, armor break, like, those sort of stuff are like fine, but they're not really like boss killers. I guess we could put an armor break on him. I don't think the final bosses are... Actually, we could put armor or mental break. I guess we'll put armor break on. Whatever one he doesn't have, we'll probably have all on use. Okay, we got a white magic sphere. I don't know if there's any white magic... You know what? We could put white magic sphere. We could get Kiraga or something. Or Asuna. Well, I guess we've got remedies. Asuna's just a remedy in a spell form, isn't it? There's no shot of flex is going to be worth it, I don't think. Actually, Tidus might not even get much value out of it, because it's like, his magic stat's way lower, isn't it? So... I think we'll just leave. I don't think we've actually got a use for it, to be honest. Okay, let's look at our gear. Counterattacks, not bad. Tetris is 10 HP. Can we do any better than 10 HP? I think I want the Stone Ward for this. I have this vague memory that the final boss does stone. Can I customize HP onto that? No, I could do defense, but not HP. No, I think the HP is better. And then we could put defense onto that. Put magic defense on it. Fuck it, why not? What else are we going to be using this for? Oh, there's HP 5 there. I'm dumb. Oh well. There we go. Right, what can we do for Auron? Piercing and strength and just HP. What can we add to you? Anything you I care about? I don't. We could put alchemy on him. No, then again, for that many healing was probably not worth it actually. What about his shit? His bracer. Got a tetra bracer. Anything better than that? Not really. More HP. Although Orn doesn't need more HP. I think we give the HP to Yuna. She's a little bit squishy than Orn. Actually, do we have anything else we could put on? Probably not worth putting MP on him. Yeah, so low MP, like 10% more doesn't really make a difference. I don't think this matters, but what else are we using it for? Give him ice proof, why not? Right, and then Yuna. We've gone past Yunus, haven't we? The rod is sorted. Extra ring, we can give more HP. Oh, it's already got the 10%, that's why. We get more MP. Definitely want defense though. And yeah, why not? Magic defense is probably good. Make sure to save if possible. Unfortunately, we are past that point. Alright. Well, our preparations will have to have been enough. It's time for Tidus to confront his daddy issues. I have no idea what's actually happening in the context of the game, like where we are. We went into Sin and this is just inside him? I think the implication is that this isn't actually real. It's like an esoteric mind dungeon. JRPGs love esoteric mind dungeons.
You're late, Auron.
Well, he is late. He's dead. He's the late Auron.
Hey.
Huh?
Oh, this is awkward as fuck, isn't it? Neither of them thought out what they were going to say.
You got tall, but you're all bones. You eating right, boy?
I mean, based on the start of the game, I'm not even sure he knows how to eat.
Really grown.
He nearly choked just eating, like, the first thing he found.
Yeah, but you're still bigger.
Well, I am Sin, you know.
That's not funny.
You know, in the same way that, like,
Then,
the laughing scene is so painfully awkward,
no.
this is pretty reasonably painfully awkward. Like, it's meant to be
end this.
awkward.
Dad,
Yeah.
I hate you.
I know.
Yeah, that was kind of a piece of shit, son.
You know what you have to do.
Yeah.
I guess it's easier for Tidus to kill his dad if he hates him.
I can't hear the hymn so well anymore. Pretty soon I'm gonna be Sin. Completely.
It'd be like 10 years to become Sin completely.
I'm glad you're here now. One thing, though. When it starts, I won't be myself anymore. I won't be able to hold myself back. I'm sorry.
That's enough! Let's finish this, okay?
You're right.
occurred to me, I don't think Jack has a high-res model.
Well then, let's go.
Like, all the protags have, like, a higher-res model where they've got a properly rendered face. I don't think Jack has one. That's odd, considering he gets, like, a lot of screen time. Dramatic slow-mo! You know it's serious business when the FMV starts. Yeah! I love so much they bring this theme back for this fight. Actually such a good idea.
I promise this will be quick. Hit me with all you got,
Well,
damn.
not quick, but it'll be. Alright, it's time! Time to fight Sin. So Sin actually has like two little goobers in the background. I don't remember what they do. I think they like buff him. But you know what? I like the idea of buffs. Let's start with some buffs. We do have Albaz ready to go. We could just leave Albaz. But I think we'll reserve ourselves. Have we got anything? We got double cast. Ah, double cast is only black magic? Ah, man. I thought we could do some shenanigandery with like dual casting, like protect and shit. Ah, mild disappointment. Have we got anything? We've got this thing, which we know fucking lies to you. It does not do it on the party. Only does it on one party member. Anything else that we might want to use? I don't think so, but I thought I'd just check. That's not in theory, but that could... Nah. Let's just go in hard. Let's just start with double cast ultimate. Look, we went for the double cast. I'm gonna use the double cast. Well, that just instantly killed those. Oh, so you can go to stop. Oh no, he has the handle. Alright, Oran, let's get in there with an armor break. I do love that it's just called Vraska's Final Aeon. That's cool. And he's a little bit injured. We could just use Tidus' turn to heal her, honestly. What's the best way of doing that? She's actually like more than half dead. Mega Potion? Like, we got a load of Mega Potions. We can use a few. It's like slightly less MP efficient, but like, I think double ultimate is still the play here. We should go with Mental Break actually, instead of Armor Break. That's fine, we'll do that on this next turn. And that's nearing the damage in there. Like 7k, we'll take that all day long. I definitely did not have Ultima when I played this game first time, that's for sure. Having all the way just AoE them down, very nice. Counter, nice. Alright, let's give a Mental Break. Yeah, I think we'll just keep dual casting Ultima. We've got resources we can heal with. I think Tidus has been relegated to item bitch. But hey, he does the job well, so who's complaining? There we go, there's a damage limit. Oh, sorry, he has an overdrive power, by the way. I don't know if we'll see it, but he has it. Oh. And now, he finds a sword. It's quite funny, I believe this sword is what they, like, gave him in Dissidia, because you never actually see Jex use a sword number. Did you pick up zombie attack at some point? Wait, is he susceptible to zombie attack? That's really funny if he is. The left you can go to moves, oh no. The right you can go to moves, oh no. Anyway, that's a shame. Unfortunately, whoa. Dualcast Ultimate be upon me. I think this is the first game where I've actually got like Ultima that's been worth using. Like often, black magic like falls off really hard in the end game, but like between the half and B cost and dual cost, I think it's actually good here. Hold on, stop. Alright, as an HP. Oh, we've got a lot of HP. We're gonna need some heals. I hope 2000 is enough here. I'm gonna stack for shields and heals. That's fine. There's no shot this works on you, is there? There's... Oh, quick hit works, though. Wait, how much is... Quick hit doesn't seem to actually change the recovery time here. Huh. A delay button does show it being different. I mean, there's no way this works, right? Yeah, no. Well, thankfully we do have some usable items, so we might as well throw off one of our mini healing waters, get a full heal. And, okay, Dualcast Ultima. Guys, Black Magic Enabling focuses on the end game. The only other one that comes to mind is FF1, where Black Magic is strong by virtue of buffs in that game being crazy good. So like you just spam Temper on your front line, and he does 1 billion damage. That's also, in my opinion, the best way to do a Black Mage only run, by the way. Okay, well we have another overdrive for Tidus. We actually do need to heal here though, he's getting pretty hard, I'm not gonna lie. That's fine though, we have more of the... Where's the healing waters at? Healing waters, we got 12 of these. Smoke them if you got them. Oh, the pagodas are moving again. I just want to see what quick hit does. Well, it does a crit for damage limit, that's nice. Alright, well we got energy rain. We might as well see what it does. Alright, how does this work? What does it actually do? Hey Dad, I can do this by the way! Check this out! Okay, that's damage limit, I mean that's fine. Okay, you know... His limit quick bar is getting pretty full. I think I wanna check an elixir on Luna, because she's a little low on MP. And then I think we bring out Albaz. Albaz is already full as well, so we just bring him out. Okay, so basic attack, but your turn comes out soon. Okay, I was expecting it to like look more obvious, I guess. It might just be that Orin has like such low speed compared to anyone else. Anyway, Mega Flare. I'm hoping this gets him into overdrive range and then he kills us with the overdrive. Let's go! Oh my god, that damage! Jesus! Albaz, fucking 30k! Like Jet Bomber! Wait, I didn't even do that much. Wait, has he got zombie stats on him now? Is he green? Or is it just the light? Might just be the lighting. power up his overdrive. And heals it. Oh, okay, well, he's not zombie, that's confirmed. How much does Impulse do? How's HP looking? Okay. Oh, they get more HP each time, I guess. How much does a basic attack do? Not bad. We might be able to just tank it out for another Mega Flare, honestly. I never found it voided like this. You don't remember this? Oh, you know, I understand why. It was actually in the structure deck, that's why. It's in the structure deck where the final boss is like Aluba's dad. Oh, we're like so barely close. We're like just barely not gonna have it. That's a shame. You got a little healing off of us, actually. Okay, we lose Albaz here regardless, because he's gonna overdrive us for Jet Bomber. Yeah, okay. Okay, well, I mean, Albaz really put in the fucking work. Can't argue with that. 30k raw damage. Pretty damn nice. Now what do we do? I guess we get some quick hits in. He did not take much damage there. Has he lost his brakes? Hold on. He lost his brakes. Well, that's rude. Anyway, Dualcast Ultimate. Yeah, having Ultimate to just take care of these pagodas is a huge buff. I remember, I definitely didn't have this when I played this before, and they were a problem. I think the Jet Bomber inflicts like Petrify or something. It might be his basic attack can do, I forget. I just know that he does Petrify sometimes. I mean, well, Tidus, let's see if you can finish off your dad with Armor Break. That was like barely shy, wasn't it? That was like 10 damage short. Tidus, you suck! Oh my god, Tidus, you're so bad! And now he's getting green numbers! Tidus, how can you let him get the green numbers? I guess maybe the power wave removes the debuffs. Let's have a look, see. Armor Break? Yeah, he's not broken anymore. Damn. Well, he's not gonna do anything this time. I love how loud he yells. Alright. Tidus, we gave you a chance, you blew it. We're gonna finish this the way we've been doing it the whole time along. By dual casting Ultima. God, I feel so fucking vindicated in getting dual cast now. That was 100% worth the 10 level grind. The sheer action economy that we get out of this is absurd. And there we go. So remember, kids, if you're having trouble with your father, try dual casting Ultima on him repeatedly until he stops. It worked great for Tidus. I like that there's a sword behind, implying that the sword is not part of the summon somehow. Vigo, thank you for the raid! Welcome in the Raiders! I'm a Helm-Chan, the perfectly normal robot maid. We just beat the final boss! Well, sort of. You'll see. Welcome in, welcome. Hope you had a great evening tonight. We just successfully abused Ultima. Turns out, dual casting Ultima for quad 9 damage every turn, pretty good. Pretty good.
You'll cry. You're gonna cry. You always cry. See? You're crying.
I love how even Jack now is like, ha, cry, baby. Imagine crying over your father dying in your arms. I'm doing well, stream was 100 watts. Oh, nice! No, that was the fun half. Hope you had fun with it.
Save it for later.
We've got a job to do, don't we?
Yeah, because that wasn't really the final boss.
Good. That's right. You are
It
my
was the
son,
final boss.
after all.
But it's not really the final boss.
You know, for the first time, I'm glad to have you as my father.
You know, Jack, for someone that took like 20 ultimates to the face, you're handling it very well.
I should.
You even
No.
stood up!
Yuna!
He's standing!
There's no time.
The man tanked 20 ultimates and stands!
You stay away!
Yuna, you know what to do. The Aeons!
We Aeons.
Call them!
Call us.
Why can't we just fucking face plants? Well, rip Tidus's dad, who may or may not have actually existed. That's kind of the fucked up part, right? Like, it's kind of weird that, like,
Yes.
you're ostensibly meant to care a lot about Tidus and his dad. But they kind of don't actually exist. It's weird. Yuna summoning Exodia. Unfortunately, Yuna doesn't understand the assignment. She normal summons Exodia. And that sword got real big all of a sudden.
Yuna!
Alright, so this is the part where we summon the Aeons, one at a time. We'll start with Valathor. This section, I remember at the time, got a lot of pushback. A lot of pushback. And I think it's a good section. Because you summon the Aeons, and then Yevon comes and possesses them. And now you've got to kill the Aeons that have been aiding you all this time. But there's a trick with this. You may not be able to see it on the stream because it's very small, but we have halos. Throughout this entire fight, the whole party has the auto-life status. Actually, why don't I just single cast? I can dual cast it. Which functionally means you... I don't think it's actually possible to die in this. I think even if the entire party gets wiped out, they all get back up. And the auto-life doesn't expire after it works. Normally with auto-life, if you die once, you lose the auto-life status. This one you don't, you just keep getting back up. You can't lose. And a lot of people really didn't like this segment. They're like, oh, this is so dumb. Like, you can't even lose the final boss. And I think those people miss the point. I think that kind of... I think that narrative these days isn't very, prevalent anymore. I don't think people really look at it that way. But there was certainly a time when they did. We've done the final boss. This is the victory. This is storytelling through gameplay. This could easily have been a cutscene. But like, especially if you were someone that used the Aeons a lot during your game, this is that moment of, yeah, this is a thing that we've been using this whole time, that we've been working towards powering up. And now it's just something we have to destroy. It represents for you, the player, the destruction of something that you held dear, i.e. the Aeons that were helping you out so much. Also, look at the title there. Look at the help. Look at the scan detail. Ifrit. Extinguish me. Fuck fucking love when games do this shit. When they play with in-game elements for a bit of narrative here. No other enemy in the game, to my knowledge, has, like, narrative text in their scan data. He's not even that strong. Lazaga, boom. And in the same way this represents the destruction of something that you, the player, have been using, it also represents for Yuna the destruction of something that she thought her this entire life that she would be relying on. The Aeons were the entire purpose of the pilgrimage, to prepare her for the final Aeon that she would be defeating Sin with. And while you rejected that in the Yunalesca fights, this is a much more visceral way of doing it for her. It's great. I love this one. It's peak. If this was a cutscene, it wouldn't have had anywhere near the impact it did for someone playing it the first time. It's literally asking for help, exactly. It's also one of the things where if you didn't do the Dark Aeons, you actually get to see them here. They get the texture swap into the Dark Aeon version themselves, all edgy and black and grim and dark. End it right here. I think these Aeons are literally one-to-one to your Aeons as well. Animus is the best. Las Ayatone. That's a good one, Jesse. Yeah, because that's the other thing. If you did go out of your way to get all the other Aeons that we didn't bother with, you also have to kill them. You have to kill Anima. You have to kill the Maguses. You have to kill Yojimbo. It's so good, man. I love this section. We're being on the Aeon, so you have something. Exactly. So the idea is, normally, historically, what would have happened is, after Sin is destroyed by the final Aeon, you, Yevon, would take over the final Aeon. Well, this time, we beat Sin without the final Aeon. So by summoning out our Aeons, it lures it out, and then we destroy the Aeons. Eventually, it's got nowhere to go. I didn't read what that one said. Oh well. It's also a really, really silly thing here. This menu. They could easily have just made you have to fight them in order, in like order of acquisition. The fact this menu comes up might seem like a small, trivial decision. It's making it a choice that you're making. This isn't like something that's happening to you. You, the player, are choosing to kill them. The order doesn't matter. Again, this is a victory lap. You literally can't lose here. But it's putting the power in your hands to say, this is something that you are doing. This is a choice you have made. This is the consequences of your actions. It's so good. I love this section. I genuinely do. It is such a shame that when this game came out, this section was such a talking point for negativity of the game. And you know what? If this is the most negative thing people have to say about the game, I think it just goes to show the quality of said game. Soon, eternal rest. Now thus I must fall. Now let us finish it with Holy. Not gonna lie, I like the Dark Bahamut's palette actually. I think it actually looks a lot better. seeing the summon menu all blanked out. Yeah, you can't, after you kill them, you can't summon them, they're gone. That's all the Aeon's gone. People were negative about this part, yes. I remember at the time, people hated this part of the game. There was a lot of discourse about this part being so bad. And it mostly comes down to this part of it.
Everyone? This is the last time we fight together. Okay?
Huh?
What I'm trying to say is, after we beat you, Yevon, I'll disappear.
What are you talking about?
Well, better to tell later than never, I guess.
I'm saying goodbye.
Not now.
I know it's selfish, but this is my story.
You keep saying that, Tidus, and I'm very sorry, but I do still disagree. So this was the part that made people so butthurt about this. Because I remember the exact discourse about this section. The final boss is a literal tick, and you can't even lose to it. It's just such completely... It was dumb. The discourse was dumb. But it was what people were saying at the time, like, you know, oh, the actual final boss of Final Fantasy X is just a bug, and you can't even lose, it's so bad. But no, you missed the point. You could not have missed the point more if you fired in one direction and the point was in a different country altogether. You haven't forgotten everything but how to summon, including what they look like as a human. Exactly, yeah, exactly. Oh, he's up for the goaders. I don't quite remember what the trick was with this. If you have to like run out of MP or what. I don't think he actually kills you, I think it just spams Gravity if I remember. Oh, I have MP. That's fine, we're not using this Mega Elixir for anything important. Sure, it's a good thing that I saved all those Mega Elixirs though. We might have run out. I think it's art in the era where most discourse was about how hot the characters looked, how tired the stress with. Actually true, actually true. Yeah, FF10 definitely came out in a pre-video games art era for sure. Oh, Osmos, that's rude. I needed that MP. That's rude. Oh, I know what we can do. Let's pass some turns. Oh, okay, so I guess he can cast spells, but I mean, it doesn't really matter. Oh no, we all died. JK. Unfortunately, there's a bit of a liability in this fight if she can't cast spells, because she has no overdrive at this point, unfortunately. That's fine, though. Who needs overdrive? We have items. Pass? Here's what we do. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? There it is. We'll just star curtain him. Nice Kyoraga, idiot. Let's use our energy rain again, why not? We need to work for it. You know, I'm actually not sure. I think energy rain might be worse than slice and dice, actually. Just because it only hits once, right? It only hits once, so it can at best do 9999. Whereas in theory, Slice and Dice does that, what, 8 times I think it is? Well, either way. Whoa, Ultima upon V. You're saying such a thing. Yeah, you're right, yeah. I don't know how I feel about that. I guess if you got it earlier, then it could be good if it's got a high damage multiplier, but even then, I don't think it's too unreasonable to expect higher level overdrives to be strictly better. Oh, I should have done Owen's overdrive that. Imagine if you could frickin' shooting star out of battle, that'd be so dumb. Wait, Gravijet hits itself? I didn't even notice that last time. Huh. Oops. Don't want one. We are not. I said that's also random. I did a few times in previous playthroughs where it didn't take out the thing I actually needed it to. Yeah, that's fair. Alright, it's gotta be nearly dead now, right? Does this do it? One more maybe? There we go! Squish. It just occurs to me, do you think the way that he dissolves there might be like a subtle reference to old school Final Fantasies where the bosses like disintegrate one row of pixels at a time? Might be a reach, but could be intentional. The good old Besaid Aurochs. They have 2 brain cells between them. And look how in sync they are. Oh, I'm sorry, I have been trying to snooze and I ran out of snoozes. Blitzball intensifies. We did it! We beat Sin! It turns out, no one previously thought of learning Dualcast and Ultima. That was the big brain move all along. That was actually, genuinely, the Ultima play, actually gigantic. Having an AoE that can just deal with the pagodas when I played this for the first time, I remember that the jet fight gave me a lot of trouble because I didn't have a good answer to the pagodas. I didn't have consistent AoE. If only we had some sort of like spellcaster that had like consistent AoE options throughout the entire game, that would have been really nice. Have like a niche for like maybe some sort of black mage that could AoE cast spells. Yeah, it turns out like Ultima is the only AoE in this game for the black mage. It's so bad. Lulu actually worst character in the game. I know this scene's meant to be like all dramatic, like, oh, all the statues of the faith are turning to just inert stone, but I can't help but be distracted with just how bad the texturing is. I'm sorry. I know that's not the point, but it's a really bad looking texture. You know what? I wondered if they ever made like merch of these. Like, I feel like the statues of the faith would have been really cool, like, just little figures, I guess, to have. Or like you could have them on like one of those like, you know, like you get collectible plates that people have where they have like those little stands for them, like you could have them on that maybe. I feel like if they made this game today they would have made that. Not that I know of. That's a shame. Missed opportunity. Faith coasters would be you know, faith coasters would be extremely funny actually. I would buy those. I would use the faith coasters. Just make sure that you don't use a Shiva one for hot drinks. Oh yeah, you're dead. Oh, if you want the slushies, exactly.
But
It's all right.
We do not get to hear Owen's theme enough. It's a good theme. I mean, you've got nothing to worry about, Tidus. You're going to be right behind him.
It's been long enough. This is your world now.
Auron is aura farming to the end. He died as he lived. Actually, it's not even true, actually. He wasn't really... He kind of wasn't aura farming until after he died. He was kind of a bit of a dweeb when he was still alive, to be honest. And to harvest all the aura that Auron farmed. Wait, why are you guys here? We just killed you. Why, it's Anima. We never summoned you. Why are you here? And lust did sin release the Sigma virus all over Spira. And we found out why the Machina were forbidden all along. The Celsius just suddenly got a Sigma head. That's Tidus's faith. Fucking bubbles!
Yuna, I have to go. I'm sorry I couldn't show you Xanarkand.
I mean, you did. It was a pile of rubble, but you did show her it.
Goodbye.
Hey!
We're gonna see you again!
Yuna!
I could take the mick out of this scene, but I don't want to. It's a nice scene. You're allowed. You're allowed to take the mick out of the scene. Now, if I remember correctly, I think that line is actually different in Japanese. I could be wrong, but I believe in the Japanese version she just says thank you. I don't think either's a bad interpretation of that. They fought for it? Really? I didn't realize it was that big of a contentious. I just remembered hearing it at some point. It's okay, they high-fived at the end. That means it's all cool now. I think something it should be implied, something yeah, but people would want it said. Again, pre-games are art era. You needed to spell everything out back then. There's a reason why the laughing scene, to this day, still has the stigma that it does, even though I'm pretty sure at this point everyone knows better.
Yuna, it's time.
I mean, heck, I've got it as a redeem for a reason. It's a funny laugh. I think of all the characters, I think Yuna actually has the biggest glow up for her FMV model. Like, the models in the remaster are all a bit questionable. But I don't know, like, Yuna in the FMV, she's gorgeous. She looks fantastic.
Everyone has lost something precious. Everyone here has lost homes, dreams, and friends. Everybody? Now, Sin is finally dead. Now,
Yuna's the main character. True, actually. Actually true. Tidus might have insisted that it's his story, but it sure as hell ain't.
now we can make new homes for ourselves. And new dreams. Although I know the journey will be hard. We have lots of time. Together,
Showing Kimari during this, bro thinks he's part of the team.
the road is ahead of us. So let's start out today.
Now we can make J-pop songs! Hell yeah!
Just one more thing. The people and the friends that we have lost. No dreams that have faded.
Tidus has the goal to actually ask questions of Yeva, and you have the power. I mean, it's true. Tidus definitely helped steer the story in a direction it wouldn't have gone in. But I think the story is still fundamentally more Yuna's than it is Tidus's. And there we go. Roll credits.
Success!
Everything goes downhill from here. Some people would argue that. Some people really do not like Fantasy 10-2. I am not among that number. I am a 10-2 enjoyer. A 10-2 truther. Well, while we're letting the credits roll out, let's get our tier list up, shall we? So here was our tier list as we had previously left it. And previously we had Fantasy 10 right up here, right near the top of A. I believe that when we very first drafted this tier list, I believe we had 7. 7 was definitely lower. I think 7 was originally in like the top of B tier. And we played both of them in reasonably quick proximity. I think we did 7. I think we finished 7 about this time last year, actually, I think. I think I'm gonna make a little change to the tier list. I'm gonna take FF10. And I think FF10 belongs at the top end of A. I think 10 has, by far and away, one of, if not the actual best battle system in the series. Just because the sphere grid is so fucking good. The turn-based system, allowing you to see in advance the effects that your actions would have, allows so much more strategic combat. This game is has such a good combat system, it was actually ripped off wholesale for a completely unrelated game. There is a game on the original Xbox called Lord of the Rings: The Third Age, and it literally just has this exact same battle system. Unfortunately, it doesn't have everything else that 10 has that makes it great. It doesn't have a sphere grid. It doesn't have any explorable areas. The game is literally just combat. So if you want to play the most bare-bones, stripped-down version of FF10 imaginable, you can do that! It's called Lord of the Rings: The Third Age. Third Age playthrough. I don't think there's a single way to play Third Age on modern hardware. I may be wrong on that. I don't think it's ever been ported. I have no idea who made it, but the fact that most people have never heard of it kind of, says enough, I'd say. It clears it. It does clear 7. Don't get it twisted. I really enjoy 7. I think 7 is also extremely good. But I think overall 10 is just the overall better experience than 7. I think the characters are a lot stronger, story's a lot stronger. I know, we're trying to compare, what? I was gonna say games from radically different times. That's not even actually true, to be fair. 7 came out in, 98? And 10 came out in, 2002, I think? Something like that? 2001, something like that. It's not a huge amount of time in the grand scheme of things. Also has the title off, that's true. Very true. FF7's overrated. I think I agree that FF7 is overrated. But I don't think being overrated is the same thing as saying it's a bad game. Actually, you know what? Great example of FF7 being overrated, not being bad, right? I'm going to make a very particular reference here, which will require explanation. There was a very particular Team Fortress 2 YouTuber who had a series called Stereotypes, a series that he eventually grew to hate. It started off as a kind of a joke series about the various stereotypes about Team Fortress 2 players based on what hats they wear. And there was one term that he came up with in that series that I think is a very good one. And it was the War Pig. The War Pig was named after a particular hat for the soldier, and it described a player who vastly overestimated their own ability. Their actual ability did not matter. However good they thought they were better. So if you were a pretty good soldier who wore the War Pig, if you were a pretty good soldier and you were wearing the War Pig, you probably thought you were a really good soldier. If you were a really good soldier and you wore the War Pig, you probably thought you were the best soldier in the entire world. And that's how I think about FF7 in terms of being overrated. FF7 is overrated, but that doesn't make it a bad game. It's just that people like to hyperbolize it and act like it's the greatest game ever made. It's still a very good game. It's just not as good as a lot of people like to say it is. That's how I feel about 7. I think it's really good, and I would happily replay it. It's just not as good as people like to think it is. It has the same, for lack of a better word, problem, I suppose, as Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. Oh, hold on. Post credits. Enjoyed that scene. It has no significance whatsoever. I believe that scene is completely nonsensical. I just wanted to show Tidus one more time, I suppose. When it came to... Oh, hold on. There was roughly a 5-year gap. The biggest issue with 7 was it was originally built for the N64 and originally designed with limitations of the PS1. Then Crash Bandicoot happened and blew the preconceived notions of what the PS1 could do out of the water. When it came to FF10, Square had learned and were pushing the PS2 towards its actual limits and not the original assumption of them. Yeah, that's fair. FF7 is a very early PS1 game. And I think it suffers for that. I think if it had been released later, it would have looked considerably better. You know, it's what it is. It's the limitations of the system. Let's play out while I bring up the tiers again, just to talk about what we're thinking here. So I think it was Amray complaining about my positions of 4 and 6 here. I have no nostalgia for these games, which may affect my opinion of them. I've only ever played them in a post-Final Fantasy X world. I can summarize my problems with them real quickly, just to justify why they are where they are. Final Fantasy IV, most of the characters are worthless. They have very little personality. The game is constantly giving you unbalanced parties and then asking you to essentially solve puzzles with them, which I find very uninteresting. Edge is the worst character maybe in the franchise. He's probably competing with Lulu and Kimari there. He's not a good frontliner. He's not a good back row character. He's just bad. A lot of the plot involves just people doing things because they were mind controlled. Like, I'm pretty sure Kane gets mind controlled twice, and then it turns out the big bad was himself mind controlled. I just don't think it holds up at all, unfortunately. I can certainly acknowledge, for the time, it was a huge leap in the storytelling of the franchise. But I think looking at it with, fresh eyes, and the context of seeing how much better storytelling can be, I don't think 4 holds up. Hey now, Edge can do one thing. You can throw a knife at the final boss for middling damage. Exactly. For context, 7 and 8 only like a year's and change it past. speaking strictly from a what they did with the game standpoint in terms of like voicing graphics. Oh yeah, no, exactly. I mean, that's the thing. Back then, I think an important thing to consider the context of the programming for these new systems. People didn't know about it. You had to learn it. There wasn't just like a manual on how to optimize PS1. A lot of the tricks in the PS1 were kind of learned over time of how you can get away with things. This is true of all the older systems. If you look at, like, say, the Genesis and that Super Nintendo, there's a lot of real, like, graphical effects that people were doing back then that weren't really, like, intended. It was almost like they figured out exploits on how to squeeze more out of the hardware. A great example of this, which, I don't know, maybe it was intended, maybe it wasn't. A lot of water effects on the 16-bit systems actually were not animated. Instead, they were just static graphics that were cycling the palettes, the color palette of the water, and that created the illusion of like a waterfall effect or like a river flowing effect. Very clever little graphical tricks like that you probably wouldn't really see in a modern system, because why would you? Why do you need to, use weird graphical tricks when you can just, slap in a PNG and then animate the PNG? And then people wonder why games are poorly optimized these days, because games are poorly optimized these days because you don't have to optimize these days. Why bother working to squeeze your game into the confines of, 30 gigabytes? You don't need to do that. People have like 2 terabyte hard drives these days. They'll find room for it. And that's why you have games like Call of Duty, which are like, hold on, you know what? I don't want to slander Call of Duty, not that it requires any defending. If I'm going to dunk on it, I want to be accurate in my dunking of it. How big is Black Ops 7? Let's have a look-see. What is the file size, according to Steam, of Call of Duty Black Ops 7, released in the year of our Lord, 2025? It requires... Where's storage? Wait, where is the storage? Wait, the Steam... Oh, here we go. 161 gigabytes. 161 gigabytes for one video game. For one game. By comparison, and I'm going to say this ahead of time, we know the remaster of this game is not very well optimized. We know that for sure. The recommended specs for FF10 and 10.2 in HD, 40. You could install FF10.2 and FF10 HD 4 times in the amount of space you would be able to install one copy of Call of Duty. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. It's bad. It's bad. It's bad. On the FF416, I played those before 7 and 6, and I just noticed all the recycled points that can't, and it lessens the newer games of things. I get that. I get that. That is, for me, I have that with I have that with Gundam. For me, that is Gundam 00 and Gundam Wing. Gundam 00 repeats so much of what is done in Wing, and I watched 00 first. As a result, it just comes across as worse Wing to me. Sorry, reverse that. As a result, Wing comes across as worse 00 for me. That's what I meant to say. With regards to 6 really quickly, I can touch on with 6 as well. 6 is definitely the better game over 4. The problems I have with 6 is that there's a huge cast and most of them are worthless. A lot of them don't have real arcs, or if they have arcs, the arcs are resolved very rushedly and poorly. A lot of the characters have unique gimmicks that aren't particularly good, to the point where some of them are actively detrimental to use. Shout-outs to Realm and her ability to actually break the Final Fantasy VI physical cartridge. Very cool, very exciting. I know it's a glitch, I know. I'm not holding that against it, but it's very funny that it does exist. And it does fall into the same problem as the likes of 7, whereby... Actually, 7 and 8. 6, 7, and 8 have the same problem with regards to their combat, which is by the end of the game, the characters functionally do not matter. By the end of the game in Final Fantasy VII, you're probably just using whatever character has the best limit break. You're probably just going to be using Ultima or basic attacks or Knights of the Round, and by the time you get there, everyone is so strong that it doesn't matter if you're using it on Yuffie or Kate Sith or Barrett. Just use who you want to use, and if you're being optimal about it at that point, well, use whoever limit break does the most damage. Final Fantasy VIII. I mean, no one has anything good unique in FF8 apart from their limit breaks. By the end of the game, you're basically just using basic attacks or limit breaks, and that's about it. And at 6, by the end of 6, you're either just spamming the Ultima spell or you're using basic attacks. Are you noticing a theme here? The end game of these all ends up in the same. Yeah, basic attacks by the end of game in FF8, in 7 you weren't quadruple instant party kill swings. I didn't grind at all, that was the thing. But I mean, if you have 4 times cut, you use 4 times cut. The point being, by the end of 7, 6, and 8, does not matter which of these games we're talking about here, all 3 of these games have the exact same design problem, which is, by the end of the game, your characters do not matter. The battle system evolves to a point where all the characters end up functionally clones of each other, where the only distinct thing about them is their limit breaks. I know that there are some stat fluctuations between them, you know, like, I think Barrett has like a higher vitality stat. Kolusa, thank you for the follow, welcome in. By most games you under-budgeted. Exactly that. Now here's the thing. You might be asking, well then how, if that's the case, why is 7 so high and these are down? Because 7 does other things better. That's all there is to it. 7, it's flawed, but it does better things than 6 and 8. Of course, yeah, go for it. I'm not here saying my opinion is law. 2 better than Dawn Trail. Wait a second. Yeah, why is Dawn Trail this high up? Yeah, no, Dawn Trail should not be this high. I'm gonna say, like, slide down the bottom of B. The thing with Dawn Trail is, I can easily sum up my feelings on Dawn Trail in one succinct sentence. Dawn Trail, the expansion to Final Fantasy XIV, has the hands-down worst writing that the series has ever, that the MMO has ever had. The combat is the best it's ever had. So that's kind of why it hovers around B, because I expect a lot more from it. Obviously, by the time you're around level 80, the stat features aren't really that noticeable. Exactly, yeah, that's the problem. 10 has this problem as well. If you grind to the point of 10 of just like completing out the sphere grid, by then, everyone is the same. The key difference is, with 10, you only get to the point of the characters only mattering for their overdrives if you are in the post-game. And when it comes to the post-game of any game, any MMO, any RPG, all bets are off. You know, at that point, the game doesn't have to hold up well. You're actively just trying to break the systems and leverage them to your advantage. Playing casually, though, with FF10, like, you get to the end of one person's sphere grid path, and you probably get a little bit further. Like, we got a little bit further, we got a little bit down Orlan's for Tidus's, we got a little bit down Lulu's for Yuna's. But Yuna still hit like a wet noodle. You know, Yuna was not a replacement for Tidus in terms of, you know, attacks. Now, we could argue that she became a replacement in terms of Ultima just was better than whatever Tidus could be doing. And I won't fight you on that point, but I can't hold it against a game that one option becomes objectively better than others. Because that's just how it works. That's just how any game that has decision-making is going to work. Interject on that though for X. You don't even need to flee through the sphere grid. It's like at the point of a character and a half in the sphere, you're just, everything is just breaking. Sure, I won't fight you on that. I've not gotten really that far with it, admittedly. I do think that getting... I will say this though. With our playthrough just now, I think getting Dualcast Ultima was our clutch linchpin. That made it way easier than it would have been. If we did not have Dualcast Ultima, that would have been a lot harder. Unit plus half of Luna's grid plus fully powered weapon is broken. But see, that's the thing, right? Fully powered celestial weapon. If you're going out of your way to get the best weapon in the game, you can't then act surprised when the best weapon in the game is pretty damn good. Whereas by comparison, for like 7, 6, and 8, I guess with 6 you might pass up on Ultima potentially, but you still then get into the issue of basic attack is just king, you know? In the case of these, like, the best thing you can be doing is just like so obvious. There's no thought into it. I've seen DQ doesn't get the point what everyone's saying. It'd be hard to find out more than a handful of moves that show. I need to play Dragon Quest. I really do. Are they any on Steam? I'm curious. Hold on. What's that look say? Is there anything on... Is Dragon Quest on Steam? I don't think so, but I could be wrong. Let's see. Oh, no, it's on Steam. There's a lot on Steam. Dragon Quest 7 Reimagined. 1 and 2 HD Remake, which is £50 for some reason. What the fuck? Why is a remake of Dragon Quest 1 and 2 £50? It looks fine. Doesn't look £50 worth of fine. The Dragon Quest 3 HD remake is £50 on itself. Well, I think maybe we'll do a Dragon Quest at some point, but if we do, it'll probably be when they go on sale, because I'm not paying that much for it. Now, when I say character and a half, I mean, like, if you had the entire back half of Lulu's grid from the Arja to the Ara spells, it's just broken. It works that way for most of them. If you're just slightly dipping, it's unique from character to character, except for Kimari, poor Kimari. At least with Kimari, he's designed that way. With Kimari, it is very much intentional that he is a jack of all trades that you can do whatever you want with. I don't think that's a great idea. I don't think that's a good concept for a character. But it's clearly the intended design move, you know? Go with 11 is most likely. I'll definitely consider it. Dragon Quest really is one of those series that I want to try out because I really have not given it a fair shake. I only ever played one of them with the, what's the word? The monster collecting one. I played Dragon Quest Monsters Joker. And I didn't really get into that one, but at the same time, I get the impression that that's one of those sort of, one of those kind of spin-offs that kind of expects you to have played the game first, you know? Yeah, Kamari angry pointing as he dual casts Ultima like a special being. Is that his cast animation? That's great. Kamari won though, he got second place with Lulu. Yeah, Lulu is the worst partner, but not even close. Lulu has no one thing she does that is worth bringing her along for. Like, I guess she's good for killing flans. I guess. Or you can just summon an Aeon, and Aeon can do it. Or you just, you know, petrify them with Waka's TKO. Or one of many other things. It does suck. Like, the start of 10, the encounters kind of are more designed like puzzles, I think. Whereby the game shows you like a variety of enemy types and tasks you with identifying which of your characters is best for dealing with them, you know. Oren's good for the armored guys because he has innate piercing on most of his weapons. Waka has his ball, so he's good for hitting enemies out of range. Tidus, it has above average, you know, accuracy, so he's good at hitting the nimble guys. And Lulu has, you know, her spells. But the spells don't really hold up, especially once you start getting elemental Aeons that can also cast spells if you need to. I really think it would have been better if they'd given Lulu like a niche as like an AoE character. You know, make the spells able to be group cast so that you could throw a 5 Arga out at an entire group and clear them out quickly, but maybe she's not as good for bosses. I think that would have been a fine niche for her. It might still have made her among the worst character in the game, but it would have given you a reason to keep using her, I think. Although, I don't know if it would have solved the issue that Yuna is just a better Lulu. I guess you could have maybe given it to Lulu as like an ability. That's Liam, welcome in, welcome, good evening. Welcome in, Raiders. I'm Helm-Chan, the perfectly normal robot maid. We're actually wrapping up here. We beat the game, and we're just kind of having a nice little yap about game design and things. And of course, going over our tests. Hope we're doing well early on. And it was good, it was really good. We beat the final boss first try. Did you ever see this? We didn't use it, we used it a couple times. It's so bad, it's terrible. It's penis bad. It's like, oh yeah, I cast a bunch of spells for no MP cost. But also they do way less damage. Like I actually don't know if it does modify the damage, but it sure as hell felt like it did. Because it doesn't have a niche, but it's entirely about over. See, at that point though, it's not a niche. That's not a niche. That's like saying that Tidus has a niche in doing AoE damage because Slice and Dice can potentially hit multiple enemies. You know, that does not count. If it's not available to you constantly as an option, or at least consistently as an option, then it's not good. Once you get to the Arja Flare Ultimate Burst is insane. I guess. But why would I use her when I could just instead, you know, use a better character? She's only really good in the monster arena. I've never even seen people use her there. Like, my understanding is that the post-game optimal team for 10 is always exactly Waka, Riku, and Tidus. Because Riku gets access to the broken mixes, which if you're doing the post-game, you know you're going to be using them. I believe slots gives you, like, the highest amount of hits. And since every overdrive is hitting for quad 9s anyway, hits is all that matters. I'm actually not sure why Tidus specifically is used. It might be Slice and Dice again. Because again, if Slice and Dice is hitting for quad 9s, then it's probably good. Most of just use slots and Riku shenanigans. Exactly, yeah, it's just the best thing. Blitzace, does Blitzace hit multiple times then? I've seen it, I just can't remember it. You actually want that team specifically because you need to defend Underwater. Also another point, yeah, against them. Like, the Underwater fights are really cool. I don't get why they restricted to those. Well, no, I do get why they restricted to those characters because they didn't want to reanimate every single party member underwater. I get that. But it does kind of suck because it kind of then, like, you know, really does narrow you in a bit. Della, Pharmacy 13 released in Japan today. Wait, really? It released today in Japan? Wow. Ah, what a weird coincidence. Funnily enough, the very first time I beat a Final Fantasy game was Final Fantasy 1. And I beat it completely coincidentally on the, I think it was the 20th anniversary of Final Fantasy 1. I only know it was that because Brentalfloss, God, that's a name I haven't thought of in a long while, Brentalfloss released a Final Fantasy song on that day to commemorate the anniversary. That's the only reason why I know that. Yeah, it was a PS1 version. If I remember correctly, I think I was rocking Fighter, Monk, Black Mage, White Mage. Which in hindsight is a really bad party. Monks are terrible in that game. Amazing. It's a good version. I'll be honest, I don't think... Hold on. Winding that back a little bit. I think there is exactly one bad version of FF1, and it's the NES one, because half the game doesn't fucking work. Also, you're forgetting the single best use of Lulu as a character. Is it the fan service? Is it the fan service? Is that what we're getting at? She does have the biggest tits in the game. I can't pretend that's not the case. And then garnish a case up for you. Yeah, like, that's kind of the best use for her, I guess. That he'll be a taxi for a better character. I've seen the Discord, but Kumikoda recently sung Real Emotion live. Let's go! I love Real Emotion, man. Great track. Great fucking track. I have some very vivid memories of blasting that on my fucking... God, here's how long ago this was that I played 10-2. I did not have an MP3 player or a CD player for the longest time. I don't think I got an MP3 player until I was like 16 or something. bearing in mind, this isn't just a Helm is old moment. I just didn't get one. I just didn't really have a use for one. But occasionally, I would want to listen to music. Usually when we were going on vacation. So, what I would do is I would record it onto a CD, whatever music I wanted to listen to. And then I had to record the CD onto a cassette tape. Oh, yeah. Old hours here. I had a cassette player, and I remember Real Emotion was a staple on any mix I made for that. You can recognize my summer sketchbook. It's an amazing icebreaker for being able to find all the goth kids in high school. You know what? That's fair. That's fair. All 500,000 words of Real Emotion. I had to keep from typing Rhythm Emotion is a bang of an opening. It is. It really is. I will say this for Real Emotion, though. It does really hit you with the fucking whiplash. If you do not know what you are in for going into 10-2, it is an absolute jump scare of a game. I did not know what I was going into when I was playing 10-2. I had not finished Final Fantasy X at the time. I was so fucking confused. Magic Luna's gimmick was every time she cast a spell, she got a small buff. For example, if she cast fire, she got a small attack buff. That would make it good. There's a lot of ways you can improve it. Unfortunately, magic in a lot of RPGs tends to either become the best thing you can be doing by a considerable margin, or never worth using. There's not really a good middle ground. Like in a lot of SMT games, magic is really good because, you know, early game, because you can exploit weaknesses, but by the late game, nothing has a weakness. So at that point, just use physical attacks, because they don't cost MP. They cost you HP, but you can restore HP way easier than you can restore MP. And they just generally consistently work. I should be the nerd the goth kids avoid the stuff high school, only to end up being the person recommending them games and manga by the end of high school. I knew someone, not a lot of people. I remember when I was in school, there was a girl who was like the goth girl in our school. We didn't really have like groups of goths in our school. You gotta bear in mind here in England that you're not allowed to wear your own clothes to school. You have to wear the uniform. So it's a lot hard to like express that sort of thing. But I remember there was this one girl in our school who was like the goth girl. Her name was Sophie. And it was funny because there was another girl in our class also called Sophie. So everyone called her Gothic Sophie. I didn't really like know her very well. We didn't really like hang out much, but just that kind of just sparked that memory in my brain of we had Sophie and Gothic Sophie. It was kind of like that one, you've seen that yearbook thing where it's like Daniel and the cooler Daniel. It's like that. It's like we had Sophie and then we had Gothic Sophie. Funnily enough, we had the same thing happen again in university. There were two people in my university class called Alex, except one of them was a guy and one of them was a girl, but they both went by Alex. So it got to the point where we would distinguish them as Alex and girl Alex. Hey, it worked. Nobody ever got confused beyond that. Vanclair's actually very good about that because most of the good multi-target attacks are magic. I think that's the best way to handle it, honestly. I think having magic as something that is like, it shouldn't be your go-to for most situations, but it has a good niche in like AoE clear or something. I think that's a great way of handling it. I really do. I want to have a big RPG yep someday. I am working on something very exciting actually. I'm working on a script. I know, crazy. Helm can write. What a concept. I'm working on a script for a stream that I want to do in the future. And I'll tip my hand a little bit here to tease you with the concept of it. I want to do a PowerPoint presentation where I'm going to complain at you. I'm going to complain at you about one of my least favorite things in RPGs, and it is about stealing in turn-based RPGs and why it is so needlessly bad in 99% of them. I'm not going to start on topic now, because I can and will be rambling about it at you guys in the future. Once I've got, I'm gonna make a PowerPoint for this. You can give me the ... dots. I have points. I will say this: FF10 is actually one of the rare examples where stealing is not a bad thing. Stealing in 10 actually a rare, pretty good one. But oh boy, there's an awful lot of examples where it's done very badly. Let me tell you. Why do I feel this is entirely because of the Genji armor? No, actually, it's because of a lot of games. There's a lot of games that just have a lot of bad stealing mechanics for no good reason. The bigger picture here is Thief is a bad class that should be replaced, given the option, with literally any other role. That's the bigger picture. Boy, have you ever played FF Tactics? I plan on addressing Final Fantasy Tactics specifically, because I'm aware of the Thief in that game. And I'll just say this, I posit that a lot of the things in FF Tactics that make the Thief good are not, strictly speaking, often stealing abilities. I'm not gonna go into a big rant now. You guys can wait until we do the stream. It'll be a while. No, it's not. It's not about that against you. I have not even played much of Tactics. I have played about an hour of Tactics, so I can assure you it's not to do with that. It's not to do with that. I'll let you guys can sit and think on it though. This is something I want to do down the line. It's going to be like a nice long yap stream where I'm just going to yap at your face about my opinion. And of course, you know, this is what you guys have to say. So you don't know. I can imagine it's a Thief in a Final Fantasy game, so I've got a pretty good idea what it might entail. And the thing is though, is that I'm not actually a big tactics RPG enjoyer. I'm very bad at them, so thankfully I'm never gonna have to go for it. Next time though, J-pop Spear Hunters. So we're not gonna jump into 10-2 right away. I want to have a little bit of a palette cleanse before. I don't know what that palette cleanse will consist of, honestly. I have no idea. Might be Chrono Trigger, might be something else. I genuinely have no idea what I want to do. I'll tell you one thing actually. I do want to get to play Digimon Time Stranger. That is definitely on my list. I kind of want to do that one blind on stream. I have no idea how long it is. I mean, I know the Digimon RPGs tend to be decently lengthy. But I do love me some Digimon. Don't know what that palette cleanse will consist of. Why not Xenoblade? I don't have a way of streaming Xenoblade, unfortunately. In fact, I don't even know if I have a way of playing Xenoblade, saying that. What is Xenoblade on? Switch? I guess I technically have a Switch Lite, but I don't even know what my Switch Lite is. That's how little I've played it. My Switch Lite was a Pokemon Scarlet machine and a Pokemon Snap machine. And that was about it. I did not get on with the Switch. I don't know why, I just didn't really vibe with it. But anyway, even if I had the game on it, I haven't got a capture card or anything. I should look into that, honestly. I should look into getting a capture card, because I've got a lot of old games that I would love to stream. Would love to stream Crash Team Racing, one of my favourite games of all time. If I get a capture card, I could do that. I need to pick someone's brain about capture cards. I know nothing about it. It's like you literally have to steal the arm of the boss, or he has like 80% evasion and 45% magic evasion, and your stacks against your hit chance to steal. And it plays into the Zodiac Spectrum. The characters most likely to steal that are most likely to be charmed by the boss. It was hell. That sounds like fun. Wait, no, sorry, I said fun, didn't I? That sounds obnoxious as fuck. I'm glad I didn't have to do that. Oh, jeez. Alright, as we should wrap up, shouldn't we? It's getting a little bit late. So, please keep your arms and other body parts clear the closing doors. And I'll see you by our chat screen in just a sec. Alrighty guys, well thank you all very much for joining me here tonight. I will be entirely honest, I did not think we were going to be completing FF10 quite so quick as we did. I knew we were near the end. I guess I misremembered how long the final dungeon was. Although that being said, if we had lost, that would have certainly added significantly to the time. Because, you know, can't skip the bosses. Or the cutscenes, rather. Interesting. Oh, wait, before you... Yeah, what's up, Amber? I'm just looking for someone to raid out into, so what's up? See who's online. Didn't they make a remaster of Crash Team Racing for PS4 episode? They did! That is one I would love to stream for you guys. Crash Team Racing got remade completely in the form of Crash Team Racing Nitro Field. And it's not perfect. There's a couple of things that They could have done a little better, but it is still, in my opinion, the best way to play the game. By a big, considerable margin. Unfortunately, I don't know how to stream from... Well, I don't know. I don't know about how streaming works on PS5. I know the easiest way would be just to get a capture card. I need to pick someone's brain about that. Maybe I'll try and pick Yomi's brain about it, because I know she has a capture card, because she does, she streams from her Switch. And maybe I'll ask her about what she has got. I have no idea how they work. I'm someone that is, despite being a robot, I am surprisingly extremely incompetent when it comes to actually understanding a lot of technology. I was like, oh yeah, all the bosses hacking cheats. Not just nitrous oxide, all of them do. The nitrous oxide stage is actually my least favourite map in that entire game. There's a lot of awkward turns that just don't feel good to take. It might just be a skill issue on my part, but I don't think I've ever had like a very clean run in that level. Anyways, who's online we could do a raid into? Let's see. Not many folks online tonight. But I think we can find someone to raid into. Let's have a look-see. Okay, we're gonna raid into Coco Hannah. She's playing Monster Hunter Wilds, and she has a chocobo. That's close enough, right? Close enough to Final Fantasy, so we'll give a perfectly normal raid rate, as we always do. That's our raid message, of course. If you're not subscribed, you can do a heart, you can do a smiley face, just do something nice. We will be back on Thursday, but actually, I need to double check real quick. I think I need to make a correction regarding Thursday. Because, did I fuck it up on my schedule? Yes, I did. The schedule is incorrect on Thursday. We will be streaming on Thursday, but I'm dumb. We will be streaming at 8 PM on Thursday, not 7 PM. I forgot to change the time on the schedule, but I changed the day on the schedule because I'm very smart. So we'll be back on Thursday with hopefully finishing up Mega Man X5 offline. I've grinded up tons of numbers, so we should be fine with that game to the end at this point. Might be another short one, who knows? Anyways, have a wonderful day, everyone. Thank you all for joining me here with defeating Sin with the power of Dualcast Ultima. Pretty good. Give some love to Coco Hannah over, everyone. Hope to see you all on Thursday, and as always, it has been a pleasure to serve you all.